streaming. Okay, the stream is going. Welcome, everybody. If you're already in the chat, we're going to test everything out and make sure everything's working. So if everything's working, please let us know. If something's not working, also let us know.
Is it live?
Let's see.
Oh, yeah,
okay,
there
it's
it
just
goes.
delayed.
It should be. It's going to be slightly
Hey, it's
delayed, but
working.
hopefully not too bad.
Yeah,
Okay.
did you mute the video?
So,
Hold on, I want to make sure that it's working before we...
Seems to be working on
look
our
at this. Look at this nice overlay that we created several minutes ago.
Okay, yeah, it's working. All right, great. Hello, everyone.
Oh, let me turn the speakers down over here.
Also, if anybody's too loud, like if I'm too loud or they're too loud, please let us know.
Yeah.
And I think we can just start with any questions you guys have. Just start asking them.
Mm-hmm. No camera. There should be a camera. Trail Aesthetics in Bezino.
Yeah, can you guys see us on camera?
It might still be delayed. I don't know. But...
Oh,
yeah.
They should be able to see us. Okay. All right, excellent.
Will this video be archived? Probably.
Yeah, I think YouTube automatically does that.
Everything's archived on our channel.
It's called the Adventure Archives.
I'm gonna go ahead and give ourselves a thumbs up.
All right, so Robbie, I guess you want to explain what's going on, or how you're gonna handle this. Here, just don't even watch the video because it's like weird. Hold the chat. Just maximize the chat.
Okay.
They say they can't hear you, Rob.
Which is weird because I can.
Yeah, sorry. I muted myself to cover my cough and then I forgot to unmute it. Okay, so okay, so what I was saying is I'm going to take all the questions and then put them into a list so that we actually catch all the questions. And then Brian and Andrew will do the majority of the answering, and then I'll chime in when necessary. And then I was also saying that we've now got Super Chat, which is that little button right here with the little money symbol. So if you suddenly feel the need to donate, feel free to donate. I don't actually know what it does, but yeah, it should be good. Okay, so I think we've got questions already. We got one question anyway. So when is Thomas moving to Ohio? Brian and Andrew, are you still there? We can't hear you now.
Yeah.
Okay, Andrew kept fiddling with all the windows.
I'm trying to move this window to this other thing, but okay. So Thomas is coming to Ohio. Oh, there we go. Thomas is coming to Ohio. Actually, he'll be here for a little bit in the next couple weeks. I forget when exactly, but officially he's coming back, like mid-April. There's no real set date yet.
And then we still don't have a date for when we're doing our road trip, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, all we know is that the road trip is going to be starting sometime April 2nd, or yeah, April 2nd at the earliest.
Okay. And then did we decide on how long that's going to be either?
Nope. I think we're thinking like a week and a half, but I mean, like
I think
it hasn't been really
a
planned
week.
yet,
If it's going to be cross country, we got to.
Yeah, no, it's probably going to be. I would guess like a week and a half at least.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything Thomas has said has gone in one ear and out the other. No, just kidding.
Okay, well, I guess we can also answer Josh Lowery's questions. Where did he ask these?
Oh, he just actually messaged on Facebook, but.
Okay, so we'll just do them all at once, and you guys answer as you wish.
All right.
When is a planned meetup? Is there a planned winter wonderland for next year? What skills do you hope to learn for 2018? What places do you hope to go for 2018?
So meetup, I was actually just talking to Thomas. There might be one coming soon in Columbus. Just stay tuned on our Facebook page for that.
We might do something simple like at a Metro Park.
Yeah,
to start out. Because we're just not sure how much interest there would be, but it'd just be cool to head out there one day and just be like, hey, on this weekend we'll be out there. Come hang out with us.
We haven't been able to find any trumpeters to announce our arrival when. No, but so we also might do one out in LA when we all go out there to meet up with Thomas at some point.
Yeah.
And that would be sometime late March, early April.
What was the rest of that question?
Oh, so another one was like a winter wonderland.
Oh.
Yeah.
He was asking about basically when we're gonna do like a big winter trip, and we
actually just did it.
So he was kind of talking more about like a canvas tent and like a sled, and we want to do something like that eventually. But
yeah, we talked about doing that, and we think it's really cool. It's just that the planning and preparation would require a lot more than we usually plan things ahead of time. But we've like I said, we've talked about it, and it sounds really fun. So it's definitely on our minds.
But you're probably gonna like one of the upcoming episodes. So.
Yeah.
Robbie, what was the other question?
It's what skills do you hope to learn for 2018?
Skills.
There's everything. I mean, I just want to keep learning stuff, more bushcraft related stuff. I want to keep up with like learning identification.
I feel like not necessarily a skill, but I always kind of want to improve my gear so that each trip, just like continue to learn from my mistakes on each trip. Because like the last winter trip we took, I was like, okay, I need to get some better clothes and this and that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just feel like every trip I take is kind of a learning experience to improve this and that.
Okay, the last question was, what places do you hope to go for 2018?
I definitely want to go to like Zion or Bryce National Park.
Thomas was talking about Iceland.
Iceland, that's a big trip. I feel like we have to hit at least one big national park and like one overseas thing in 2018.
Yeah.
Did you guys answer the first part about when is the planned meetup?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I was copying stuff.
Dang, there are a lot of questions.
They go really fast. Okay, so anyways, the Rebel Ice says that arrived at the right time to hear my last name said wrong, but hear the questions answered. Awesome. So apparently Josh Lowery is not how you pronounce it. You guys want to take stabs at it?
Lowry,
probably.
Oh, Lowry. Okay.
What were you guys saying? Lowry?
I said Lowry.
I always just assume that's pronounced Lowry.
I thought I said Lowry.
I think I had a teacher whose last name
No,
was that,
I said it. I mispronounced it. You guys didn't say it. So I could take the blame for that one. Okay, so next question. James King says, can you make a natural shelter in your video?
Yeah, no, that's the only reason we haven't really done that is because there's no land for us to do it on. But
yeah, you can't do that at parks. But we're looking into
someone we know might basically have access to land soon, and that's something that we're going to be looking into.
Yeah, we might be able to put out a few more like actual bushcraft type stuff that I know Andrew's really into that, and I think it'd be fun to kind of mess around with that too.
Maybe a full episode too. That'd be really awesome.
Yeah, kind of just like going out there and just hanging out in the wilderness for a couple days.
Cool. Okay, so Seth Domback says, any plans to camp on the AT at any point?
This question comes up a lot, and while we haven't really set anything in stone, I would really like to at least section hike part of the AT.
Which technically, at least I, in the Smokies episode, have done part of the AT. But
yeah, but I mean, how much was that part of?
It was only like 9 miles, maybe.
Yeah, so I mean, I think it'd be cool. I'd want to do something maybe not part of the Smokies because we've been there. So maybe something up towards New England. It'd
actually be really cool to do part of it that like goes through a town or something.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so Smet Logic says, when are you guys going to go look for snakes with us?
Snakes?
I don't know. We should talk about that.
Did he say snakes?
Yeah. No, they have like a herpetology channel.
Yeah. Oh, that's where herping comes from. I was like, what's this herping and derping? Why do they call it that? I know they don't call it derping, but you know what I'm saying.
No, yeah. I mean, I would love to do that.
I guess we should ask, where do you live? Is it Texas? Just for some reason I assume Texas, but I have no idea where Smet Logic and them are based out of. Okay, so for some reason I didn't copy the username, but it says, why did you guys decide to do a sort of loop on the Pictured Rocks trip instead of doing the entire length Munising to Grand Mare?
It's just we can't do that.
Well, first of all, it's because this Up Trail 71, Bob, he helped us plan this trip, and so in doing so, we thought it'd be cool to meet up with him for one night. And it was just more practical to do the loop and meet up with him somewhere near a trailhead. Just because whenever we plan trips, it's really difficult to plan out how far we're going to hike each day because we are so slow. But actually, I think I've said this also on like Campfire Chronicles, but after doing that loop, Pictured Rocks Trail was just the whole loop we did was so beautiful. I do want to go back and hike that entire length of the trail along Superior. I think that'd be really fun.
But it's also just that like when we're actually filming an episode, it's just impractical to hike that much.
Yeah, we'd have to like put aside like 2 weeks to hike that much and film at the same time.
Yeah, because that's the other thing. We usually do these as like weekend trips.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so Serena Davis says, where in China are you all traveling to?
Robbie, you can take this one.
I can never remember the name.
Xi'an? No, it's not Xi'an.
It's not Xi'an. Yeah, it's
Xianin.
It's in Western China.
Oh, we should be ashamed.
I can never remember it. It's like Xinhua.
It's in northwestern. Yeah, something like that. But it's like a very wild sort of area. Mountains and meadows. We should really know more about that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the point is that we're going to go there to learn, you know?
Yeah. It's one of our distant relatives' wives. It comes from that area.
Yeah. Well, he's not even that distant.
Yeah.
He's like our...
We share a great-grandparent.
I think... No, he's on the same level. Like, so our great-uncle's kids or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, somewhere Western China, it's like almost in Mongolia. It's like really wild. Okay. Anthony Renee says, where will your next episode take place?
Well, we've already filmed 2, and those will be...
Well, right now we're experiencing an unnaturally warm heat wave here in Ohio, so if that continues into early March, it wouldn't be unreasonable for us to do another trip, but we have no specific location planned.
Yeah, but we have... I mean, do we want to say where we filmed? Or?
Well,
yeah, we might
it doesn't matter. Yeah.
So we went back to Hoosier on a different trail, slightly different trail. And then we also went to
Spruce Knob / Seneca Rocks,
like Seneca Creek Trail, which is in Monongahela National Forest.
Yeah.
But that was a cool one.
It was really good. We got a lot of snow. I think you'll enjoy that video. Yeah. I will also say that at least some point in the next few months in spring, I want to go do the Manistee River Trail loop or something like that, because I saw pictures, I saw video and Up Trail's video, and it was just really green. It looked really beautiful.
Yeah.
Cool. So Bird Brains Z, or Bird Brains, it's like Dragon Ball Fighter Z. Will you fellas ever do an Origins video?
Origins.
You know, actually, so I don't know if this is quite what he means, but I've thought about doing like sort of a documentary thing about how we all got started and just like show some of the old footage. I don't know how much of that we have, but
yeah, I don't know how much like in Origins.
A quick aside, it's Xinjiang. Sarah Peterson said Xinjiang, and that's
that's hilarious that someone else. Yeah, so like one cool story would be to talk about how we came up with the theme song, which is like you had this really cool tune idea. Like me and Robbie were trying to think of something.
Yeah.
You had this ditty, but it was like in a major key, so we like changed it a little and then added something to it. I don't know. It was really cool. It would be cool to listen to that original audio file.
Yeah, maybe we'll someday.
Yeah.
Just have that play for
I feel
another
like we
live
have
stream.
it floating.
I know. I still have it on my laptop actually. Yeah.
Okay, sweet.
You guys talking about the theme song?
Yeah. We were talking.
There's some behind the scenes video, right? Is that what you just said?
Well, yeah, we're just talking about like if we did a sort of documentary video of like how we got started out.
Like that video, I think we filmed us making the theme song.
Yeah. It's just not like edited into anything.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, good job answering that, guys. Any particular place? Oh, sorry, Gary. 1953 says, any particular place you are wanting to see when in New Orleans?
Is that part of the road trip?
Yeah, that is.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure. It's unfortunate because I think we'll be missing Mardi Gras by quite a bit. I think it's like a particularly early Mardi Gras this year, but I've always wanted to see what that was like. But I don't know. I should think of places to go, but I just all my travel is I just go to where Anthony Bourdain goes. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I mean, going to some sort of swamps down there would be kind of cool.
Okay.
Like I mean, I don't know if you guys have any.
I mean, I'm not sure if I'm going yet, so I haven't really looked into it. So.
Okay,
cool. So Matt Williams says, would you guys ever go camping in a bushcraft shelter you built?
Yeah, absolutely. If given the opportunity, we would. I've done that. I just haven't filmed it before. But because there used to be some land we had access to, and I built like a little debris shelter on there, and it was pretty fun. But that's definitely something we want to do more of.
Yeah.
I think the main reason is that we just don't have places where we can make our own bushcraft stuff.
Yeah.
Like you can't just go to a park and start bushcrafting and cutting down trees and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, there's 200 watching right now.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, so Adam Jackson says, will you guys... Sorry, I didn't mean to sound patronizing. I really did. Adam Jackson says, will you guys ever consider doing a through hike, like the JMT, etc.? I'm doing the 164-mile river-to-river trail in Illinois this April.
I think
kind of
so.
already addressed that, right? Just earlier.
I honestly don't think I have it in me to do a through hike. Just as, like, right now, the way I, see myself as an individual, I don't think I could do a through hike.
JMT I could, but Peter just said, where are the wood sorrels? I think if we did do a through hike, it'd be a shorter one if we were filming it. I'd love to do like one of the longer ones at some point in my life, but it'd take some training for me, I think.
Yeah.
And then, a lot of it is just training and preparation, but I could definitely see us doing the John Muir Trail and like filming something, but I'm not making any promises.
Okay, so actually, pause on the questions for a second. I think we've got like a good backlog of like 50 questions, so we'll try to get as many as we can. But you can keep asking them, but no promise we'll get to all of them at this point.
I almost wonder if we should just like try and answer them as we see them.
Maybe just keep answers more concise. All right, let's go.
Yeah, let's do it concise. Okay, so Sanwar1 says, any plans for a longer hiking trip, like over a week in length? I think we kind of just addressed that.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah,
short answer. Short answer, yes. Long answer, probably not super long, though. Okay.
Yeah. The Otter Outdoorsman says, where do you do your plant research?
I've got some guidebooks. I go online sometimes, and like there's some subreddits on Reddit that like where you can post pictures and ask for people's help. Like what's this plant is one. But I also took some classes back when I was in school. But mostly it's just like guidebooks, taking pictures when I'm on hikes, and looking stuff up on the internet.
Cool. Okay. Tim Lawson says, are you guys still planning to do a meetup while you're... And then it got cut off somehow. Yeah, so the meetup we're going to do this year for sure.
Yeah. And we kind of addressed that earlier with...
Okay.
Yeah, we might start with something simple.
Outdoor Adventure says, any plans on a longer trip? Okay, we answered that. Okay, so Cat Fizz Production says, do you plan on going back to the Smokies? Oh, you know what? Actually, before we continue, this is the most asked questions are obviously going to be, do you plan on going to this place, this place, this place, that place? We'll answer a few more of those, but the general answer is that we'd like to go everywhere, but we don't have any plans right now.
Yeah.
So it's always going to be like, oh yeah, we'd love to go there, but there's nothing.
You may think we have some calendar with like a bunch of places written down, but no, it's not like that.
We literally planned our last trip like the night before.
Well, that because of the weather.
That's true.
We wanted to go somewhere snowing. But anyways, next question.
Okay, yeah. So Abhilash Upadhyay says, Andrew, I know you read quite a bit. Who are your favorite authors?
Ooh,
David Thoreau.
Yeah, Henry David Thoreau, Edward Abbey. I read a book by this guy named what's his name? Christopher Ryan recently. I'm not as well read as I like to make myself sound.
Yeah, he orders books every so often, but I don't know how many of them he actually reads.
I don't know.
Okay, so Daryl Anderson says, can you talk about the training you did especially for Mount Whitney last year? You mentioned it was easier due to the training.
Yeah, so we're actually going to have a video on that next week, going into more detail. But basically, as far as like physical training, Robbie, I think you ran like a mile every day, right?
Yeah, it was kind of more just what I was doing in general.
You're already in pretty good cardio shape.
Yeah. I just made sure that I was actually doing it every day leading up to the climb.
And so for me, like I was getting back into the swing of working out, so I was kind of running like 2 miles a day, 4 to 5 times a week, and then some light lifting. On leg days, I would do like 10 to 14 minutes of Stairmaster or inclined treadmill walking. Which is that's actually probably the best sort of cardio training for that. And I know Thomas was doing a lot of Stairmaster and actual mountain climbing, like mountain hiking.
Stairmaster is the funniest. Oh wait, I probably just messed that up. Sorry guys, did I mess that up?
I'm gonna answer some questions I see right now.
Oh no, hold on. We'll get in order because we're gonna like miss questions if we don't. Talk Cool One says, can we get a taste of some live music from Brian? Brian, we can do that at the end of the.
Yeah, no, I think that'd be fun.
I don't really have anything planned, but
we could just like.
You gotta
well, see, the thing. Well, yeah, the thing is my music is like it's mixed like with. I can't just play an entire song on the guitar because it's all mixed together.
Well, the other thing is whenever we make music, we don't practice it for a performance. we just record it until it's right. And
yeah, there's only been several songs where I've played it enough to actually like play it fluidly.
I don't think they necessarily mean Adventure Archives though, right? It could be any music.
I suppose so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can play some copyrighted music.
I don't think it'll get flagged. Okay, so Matthew Lowe says Zion trip. So yeah, just like everything else, we'd love to. But Zion actually specifically love.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Yeah, because it looks really cool. So Anna A says spaghetti meetup ? I can't remember why did we talk about spaghetti.
Yeah, I don't remember, but there was some sort of inside joke we came up with.
Yeah,
I can't remember now, but
maybe Anna A, you can remind us what that was.
What is your spaghetti policy?
To kind of blanket answer any questions about meetups, I think what you can expect for at least the very first meetup this year would just be basically we'd say, hey, we're going to be at High Banks Metro Park on this day, and if you have time, come and hang out with us. And then if we get, some amount of people, we might try and plan something a bit bigger.
What I will say is there probably will be one in Columbus and there probably will be one in LA in the very near future. So,
hey, Uptrail.
The Rebel Eye says, is Andrew active on Bushcraft USA?
So I have an account there. I used to go there a lot, but recently I haven't really posted or lurks around on there. But I should, I don't know. I should go back and check it out. I don't know why. I just haven't been, but...
So Kyle Thomas says, do you guys plan on going anywhere in the southeastern United States? So that's just the same answer. David Schmood says, my buddy and I are thinking about dolly sods this year. Any advice or suggestions?
Bring waterproof boots.
Yeah.
Dolly sods, every time I've gone, has been very marshy. Lots of very like soft mud that you can sink into without noticing. So like for our last trip, we were actually wearing like knee-high waterproof boots, and that was just about.
Also, maybe if you're going in the summer, just be a little careful for ticks. I never really had any problems there, but there are a lot of like big open meadows and grassy areas. So, but it's a beautiful place, so have fun.
Oh my
sunscreen
God.
too, because there's actually a lot of open areas.
Yeah, sunscreen's good.
W. Giberson says, any recommendations for tree or plant identification books to read?
So I'm assuming you're in the Eastern U.S. I don't actually have a good tree ID book. I just have this like small Ohio book. But Newcomb's Wildflower Guide is a great one for like herbaceous plants and stuff. The Audubon guides are pretty solid. Oh, Thomas just said, any chance you have room for a fourth?
Yes, I'll get Thomas on the call now. You guys.
Post that in the live chat. But...
Oh, okay. So next question, I'll read a question, then I'll get Thomas in here. So Tim Lawson says, are you guys still planning to meet up for a hike while on the road? So yes. Brian Winburn says, any bear encounters?
Not recently, but I have had ones in the past. Should I recount the stories already then? So one time I was hiking solo in the Smokies, and I like was hiking uphill, kind of exhausted. I saw this like dark black blur move across the trail. At first I thought it was like another hiker, but then I realized it was a black bear, and I got kind of like spooked. Another time I was there with a friend, and we saw a black bear like go around the corner of a trail, and we couldn't really see it because like there was a bend. So we just sort of waited and made some noise, and eventually checked, and it was gone. But it was pretty cool. Oh hey.
Edits 26 Smithoni, I think there's a button in the chat.
Yeah,
the little dollar sign that says you can donate. I've never done it before. We've never done it before.
Yeah.
So,
but thank you.
Give it a try
if you choose to donate.
Okay, so
hey, Thomas.
Maximum.
Hey, can you hear me?
Oh, Thomas is here. Okay, excellent. Thomas, still there?
Yeah, we can hear you, Thomas.
Perfect.
Okay, I'm just gonna leave it on Andrew and Brian so that your head's not cut off. Everybody's still here. You guys can hear me, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool. So Thomas, how are you doing?
I'm all right. I am trying to hear you guys a little bit. It's a little quiet on my end. I'm trying to figure out why.
Hold on, let me see if I can get Thomas. Yeah, point your camera down a little bit. Yeah, right there.
You want me to put him? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, while you guys are doing that, just I saw a few more questions about Zion. Yes, we definitely want to do Zion this year. It's very high on our list. We don't have anything specifically planned out.
Yeah. If I had to fist fight an alligator, mountain lion, or black bear, what would I pick? Alligator, I think. I feel like those are the easiest to manhandle. Like mountain lion would tear you up immediately. Black bear probably would too.
Alligators, at least you can like do the crab
can
walk
blind them
or whatever. And
well, you can also close their mouths. Like all the muscles are in closing their mouths, not in opening them.
yeah,
So
yeah. I feel like a bear and a mountain lion. Thank
hey,
you,
Charlie
Charlie
Lingerfeld. Thank you
for
so much.
donating
Oh,
$2.
right. Yeah. Super chat.
Now we know what happens.
Okay.
Pretty cool.
So DJ Genki asks, what are the chances the four of you will get a place together so you can do shows more often?
There's
Good question.
nothing planned or been discussed, but I think
Thomas is moving back.
yeah,
so that'll
Thomas
make
is moving back, but I think it's really hard to say because that's like a big thing. It would be nice because it would mean easy planning, easy video making, but like I said, it's just a difficult
We're
question.
gonna
to
get
answer.
a bachelor pad.
Well, the first step,
maybe when our Patreon goes higher. No, I'm just kidding.
the first step would be getting everybody in the same city. That
Yeah,
would be
yeah.
huge.
That would be So Robbie,
Yeah.
it's on you now.
Yeah, clearly. Okay. So
I am.
go ahead.
I'm all good now. I'm sorry about the delay.
Oh, okay, here, let me patch.
Sorry about the
patch
delay.
you
Ace.
in.
I literally just got home from work.
I'm gonna get some water really quick.
Okay, so the video is going to auto switch between Brian and Andrew and Thomas. Let me know if that's distracting. But anyways, let's just keep going. So we got Dahani JK LMN R. You going to LMN? Are you going to Indonesia and explore?
Hold on, we got a couple donations. Thank you, Sajeev
nice.
Ragavan, for €1, I guess. And then
It's £1.
okay. And then Gary and Neck. Sorry, I'm probably butchering these names. For $5. Any future plans to come to Canada again?
Yes.
Yes. Canada definitely an untapped location.
Bon Echo, Killarney, or Tobermory are great places. That's good to know. David Niels, thank you so much.
David, especially thank you.
Thomas
I appreciate the love.
Leave the chat and rejoin. No, okay. Go ahead with your question, Robbie. I didn't mean to cut you off there.
That's okay. So it was just, are you going to Indonesia and explore some national parks for your videos? Indonesia could be a possibility for sure, but just like everywhere else, nothing's planned. So this is a weird one from Jonathan Mulberry. I don't know if I should read it, but I will. Why does Thomas pick his nose in most of his side videos? Is that a thing?
I probably do. It's
Because he lives in California and it's dry.
That's actually
That's a good one. I'll take that.
Yeah.
That's where all the gold is. Don't you know California is full of prospectors?
Okay, so this is a good one. Anthony Meyer says, I have an off-the-wall question. I was organizing my tunes today and just wondering who designs your album covers. I love how they hint at something from the video. And that's
Andrew designs the album covers. And yeah, he tries to pull something that's like relevant to the location.
Yeah, they're actually like originally I think they were loosely inspired by like the art that goes behind the Final Fantasy games.
Oh yeah.
But I mean,
like,
obviously,
especially like the soundtracks, or I guess the Japanese box art always has the white with the logo and something cool.
I'm glad people like them though.
I've always wanted to like print them all off.
What?
I've always wanted to print them all
Rob,
off.
we lost you.
Oh,
Rob,
yeah.
we lost you.
Can you hear me? That's
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say that Andrew does all of our designs. So like any 2D art stuff you see, he's the one who knows how to use Photoshop. Although Thomas does occasionally too.
Okay.
We have a great video about Robbie and Andrew commenting on my Photoshop skills.
Wait, which one is it? Oh yeah.
Bill, we see him using the marquee tool.
We were live casting his photoshopping. Okay, so Catfizz Production says, will we see more of Brian in future videos? We love you, Brian.
Thank you. And yes, I try to be in every video I can. Just sometimes the planning doesn't work out. But I'm part of the team, so I guess you can expect me in any videos.
Like, he wasn't in the Whitney one just because, like,
just timing.
It didn't work out. Yeah.
And the China, same with China, but I'm hoping to go to China this year
vlogs,
with them. Yeah, because that's definitely an opportunity I don't want to miss.
Yeah.
Oh, got a super
Working
chat
with Sean. Thank you for the $10 donation.
Oh my God!
Keep up with this YouTube
Thank you
stream.
so
It's a
much.
great watch.
Sanwar,
thank you very
so
much.
much.
Yeah, Sanwar with $5.
Thank you.
Thank you too.
Wow.
Real quick, DJ Janky, I think. Yankee.
Yeah.
I will be living in Death Valley, Nevada area as of April.
Whoa.
So you all have free accommodations and food if you're ever out that way for a show. Well,
Wow.
There's a good chance, and I'm sure we'll talk about this later. We will be driving from California to Columbus, and Death Valley is one of those stops along the way in April. So we may hit you up on that. Send us a private message, and I'll talk to you about that, because I got 3 more days of work left, and after that I got to plan this whole trip out. So I'll be giving that my full attention very soon.
Okay, so the Rebel Eye says, is there going to be an introduction to gear series similar to what Andrew did for the knives? We don't have anything planned like that, but that's actually a really good idea. So
I missed. I'm totally zoned out. What was the question there?
Oh, if there's gonna be an intro to gear series.
Oh, okay.
So Garrett Ernst says, my daughter and I have done the Maroon Bells in Colorado twice now, and it was beautiful. Have you ever thought of doing a trip to Colorado? That's
Absolutely. Yeah.
We actually have, and we kind of missed an opportunity to do that when we had someone who we knew living out there. But I mean, that doesn't mean it's off the board. It's just the planning and logistics. We'll get out there eventually.
I would love to go out there when all the aspens are turning yellow in the early fall. It's so awesome.
Yeah, so my cousin and her husband lived there for a little while, and I actually bought a plane ticket to go, and then I got sick and I didn't go. But so Mega Platypus, thank you for the $10.
Thank you so
Mega
much.
Platypus, thank you so much.
Yeah. Mega Platypus. Okay.
That's the platypus is the name of the water bladder we use.
Yeah.
Okay, I got to read this question. So Matthew Lowe says, where is the white guy? He's here.
I am here.
He has joined. Okay.
I'm white. I am very white.
If we ever had a sitcom, it'd be 2.5 Asians.
That's true.
We actually had a great April Fool's video idea, but I won't share it right now. But, but
no, and it's becoming more of a possibility because of some stuff I've been into lately.
I don't know.
Okay, next question. Jason Lycan says, any plans to go to Trail Days? I don't know what that is.
I've heard of that. That's the event that they have on the Appalachian Trail, I believe. It's where basically they have a lot of gathering of people who are through hiking the trail or just happen to be on the Appalachian Trail, and people meet up and talk. I'm not sure what else goes on there. There's probably like booths where people sell gear and things like that. And I actually thought when we first started this channel, I thought it'd be cool if we went down there to kind of help promote our channel. But I'm pretty sure it's like full of a lot of hardcore hikers, so it'd be really cool to meet some of the people there. Mm-hmm. And maybe we'd run into some people who knew us, like from YouTube.
Really quick.
Matt G.
Oh yeah,
from a fellow newspaper.
Thank you, Matt. Keep digging for that gold.
Yep. Let me know if you find anything good.
Said Jafarli says, hello, hey guys, lots of love from Malaysia. I love nature so much that I stay inside the jungle here. That's some tough environments, probably. Well, I don't know. I feel like
have you been to Malaysia?
Hasn't Robbie? I haven't.
No, I've been to Indonesia.
Yeah. Okay.
No,
where have you been?
Love every piece of. Oh, I've been to Bangladesh.
Oh, that's right.
Okay,
love every piece of your videos and watch them when I'm not able to do hiking. Any plan for Malaysia? And again, we would love to.
Yeah.
There's nothing in the works. Yeah,
but definitely
specific.
Okay, we would love to do it. We're just a cost.
So John Galt says, Andrew, what is your least favorite tree? Robbie, what do you do? Brian, what is your favorite beer?
I can answer Andrew's least favorite tree question.
What is? I don't even know.
There is none. But go ahead. You can answer.
I don't know. Maybe like the holographic tree in that Simpsons episode.
Thank you.
Wow.
Abhilash
You guys are very
Upadhyay.
generous, man.
$2 because Thomas is here.
Thank you.
And Ed, and Eddie. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ed.
What was the other part of the question?
Your favorite beer?
Yeah.
The
other one was Robbie, what do you do? I assume that means what do I do for a living? I do video production, freelance. So I do that.
And my favorite beer, well, I'll say first of all that I generally don't drink beer. I don't drink a lot at all, and I normally don't like beer. But I would have to say, if I had to choose one, I really liked the I think it was Sapporo when we were in Japan.
Oh yeah.
Was that the one that we were drinking most of the time?
Yeah, I feel like you would enjoy like lighter beers, but also like maybe those fruity like Ghost's kind of.
Yeah, well, whatever we drank in Japan was nice because
Yeah,
it was less bitter and hoppy. Yeah.
I mean, I think that's what all of us generally default to when it comes to beers, like lighter stuff. Really quick.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Sanwar was asking where in Bangladesh I've been. I was all over the coastal region. Started in like near the Cinderbonds and headed east. I forget where exactly, but
Jason Likens.
Basically the coastal region.
Jason
various
Likens
little
says,
villages.
"Who is your daddy and what does he do?" And that's kind of funny because we recently got an electronic, a battery-operated gimbal, and we call it Detective John Gimbal.
I got a real quick question from. Sorry, I'm gonna butcher your name.
So, Thomas,
Mandalam. Can Thomas talk about the six pack of peaks challenge, which is a California thing? So there are 6 peaks in Southern California. It's Wilson, Cucamonga, Baldy, Jacinto, Bernardino, and Gorgonio. I've done the first 3. I'm hoping Andrew, when he comes out here, will do another one with me. But they're great. I mean, if you haven't done the first 3, I think everyone can do the first 3. The last 3 are kind of difficult because they are a little further from Los Angeles, and you do need to submit a permit. I think of the first 3 that I've done, Baldy is my favorite, but Wilson is the hardest because it's every time I do it, it's like the first hike of a season after winter, after I got all my Thanksgiving stuffing and Christmas food stuck in me. So that one's always a butt kicker because I got just so much weight inside me that I gotta do that 14-mile hike. But Baldy's fantastic. You got to be careful though not to do it in the wintertime unless you're super prepared and you know exactly what you're doing, because every year someone dies on Baldy in the wintertime.
Okay, really quick. Gary Yannick, thank you so much for the other $10 donation.
Gary Yannick means adventure in my language.
Yeah, what language is that?
Yeah, what language is that?
And then Jonathan Mulberry gave us $4.20. I don't know the significance of that, but he says from a Grateful Dead fan.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding. I
but
know, but
I don't know what that
Okay,
means.
I was about to say, I was like, it's obvious.
Edit Smithoni, thank you for the $5 donation. You're awesome for beer or whatever you're into. Thanks for all your hard work that you put into your videos.
For making more videos.
You guys all make it possible.
Yep. Oh,
holy cow, Anthony Rainey.
Renee.
Thank you so. Oh, Renee, sorry.
I think
Anthony
$20.
Renee, yeah, thank you so much.
Absolutely awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, everyone.
I'm
Oh my
like
God.
feeling humbled right now. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, you guys
Yeah,
are
I never
super
realized
generous,
people.
man.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Go ahead with the questions, Rob. Let's catch up.
Okay, yeah.
This is a freaking telethon. Says
Okay, so Atua Moe says, would you rather film with only your large tripod and cameras, or Steadicam, or Steadicam Pixie Evo and cameras?
What's a Pixie Evo?
I'm not sure what the question is exactly, but we actually just stopped using the large tripod and we got a smaller one. And the benefits you gain from the large tripod with like a really smooth head and being able to do those nice pans, you can still do it with our other tripod, and then the weight of the tripod doesn't make that much of a difference when it's windy, or at least we haven't been in super windy situations. So it was a very good change to go to lighter gear. Yeah. So
William McKean, thank you so much for the $5 donation. Amazon rainforest, Sahara Desert, Canadian boreal forest, or Antarctic mountains. Where would you guys rather go? Oh,
I think the Canadian boreal forest sounds awesome.
I mean, yeah, that also sounds like the
least.
Yeah, the least like I'm gonna die.
Yeah,
but I don't know if I could give up a chance to go to the Amazon.
I mean,
we'd like Antarctica mountains for me. Yeah, it's got to be the Antarctic mountains for me. I've always wanted to go to Antarctic since we met Black George in Grand Tetons. He was a park ranger who has been in every continent, and he was talking about a trip he took to the Antarctic.
I mean, being able to say you've been there would be really cool.
Oh yeah.
Thomas V, $2. Will you guys ever redo your guys' theme song? First of all, thank you very much. Yeah. And I guess we can each chime in on about this because I think we all have maybe differing opinions. But I think I love our theme song. I think we somehow got really lucky.
Yeah.
And we came up with something awesome. That doesn't exclude the fact that we may like update it. Yeah. But I think it's great.
The tune will always be the same.
Yeah, I think a lot of people enjoy it too. Like we always hear people say, "Oh yeah, it always gets me going" or something. But I don't know.
Yeah, if we redo it, it's gonna be a re-recording. Like
just improve the quality of
the quality of it, because that was before we even knew how to like properly record anything, and we still don't really know how, but we've got people.
I
who
haven't
help us.
I haven't written a single song, so I have absolutely zero qualifications to give my input here.
Jonathan Mulberry said, "Is my donation tax deductible?"
It probably is, actually. So Nancy Al says, fave dish that Andrew made for you guys camping.
Specifically that Andrew made for us, I would have to say probably the noodles from Yellowstone. I thought that was pretty good.
Good choice. That was your birthday noodles.
Yeah, my birthday noodles.
That's good.
Anything else?
I can tell you my least. I can tell you my least favorite dish.
Oh, come on, that was not the question.
They're kind of misses lots of times.
I think you guys are forgetting some of the good ones. I mean, come on.
I probably.
Well, what
am.
about the time I made bison? No, the crepes. I'd say the third or fourth attempt on the crepes in Algonquin were pretty
Brazilian
good.
ones? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I like
Don't feel
Andrew's
vindicated.
spirit. I don't necessarily like the outcome. Okay, Sam Hart 1 says, what is your happiest memory?
Happiest memory.
Oh man.
That's tough because there's so many.
Maybe just like playing in my backyard as a kid or something. Or just no. I know it's like being all together with family during the holidays.
Yeah, I'd have to go with that too. I think someone asked like what our relation is, and Robbie's our cousin, and me and Andrew are brothers, and Thomas was our neighbor growing up.
I got no
So no
reason to be
relation.
here. I got no reason to be here.
But me, Robbie, and Andrew, we have a lot of in our when we were in our childhood, our families got together a lot during the holidays. I think that's definitely some of the best memories we had.
Yeah.
So.
Ever thought about Somalia or North Korea?
So my happiest memory, the first one that came to mind was one time we were on a car trip from Michigan back to Ohio, and on the way we stopped at our other cousin's house. So it was me, Brian, and Andrew, and we got to our aunt's house, and there was a literal like dinner table with all the leaves inside, so it was like fully extended, packed with food, and we were starving, and we had been in like their cramped Subaru. What's the huge one you guys have? Suburban. We were in their cramped Suburban for hours, and then we got to the house. There's all that food there. We get there, we eat all the amazing food that our aunt cooked, and then me and Brian, we went to the living room, and they had like this $3,000 massage chair, and I remember sitting in that and watching Predator with Brian. That was like one of the best
even
moments
remember
of my life. You don't? I've told that story so many times. You don't remember that? Oh man, it was great.
Alan, tell her thank you.
Okay, so Jason Lycan says, who can eat the most pizza in a single sitting?
Oh,
Me.
I'd say it's between Robbie and Thomas, but Robbie would, I'd say, voluntarily not.
I don't know. I feel like I could do it if I was wanting to. Like I feel like
Who would be the most likely to? This guy.
I would say Robbie. But I mean, I've seen Thomas pack away some serious food.
well, but if it was like a contest and we were like all
Yeah,
on
if
empty
it was a
stomach, I
contest.
don't know.
One of the things I got to give credit to you guys is whenever I go hiking with you guys and we go to the post hike meal, there is never someone who says, "Oh, I can't finish this. Oh, I can't finish this." It's just like it's a disaster. Everything gone.
That's true. We do overdo it at every single post-hike meal.
Yeah, we really
As
need
it
to
should
stop
be.
doing that.
Well, last night, I mean, you guys will find out. But anyways, Megan Varvero says, of all the national parks you've been to so far, which is your favorite? And then we also got a donation from Robert
yeah.
Burnell.
Yeah,
Robert
Robert, thank
Burnell.
you so much. Wow, you guys
Thank you so
are
much.
being awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you
I cannot
so
believe
much.
this.
Yeah.
So the question
So favorite
was,
national park
yeah.
that we've been to. Gosh, I really like Yellowstone. I think it's just because it was like I've been there twice and I have so many memories of it. But Yosemite was also similarly breathtaking.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I would have to go with Yellowstone for me because the Tetons in the background and everything is just too
Well, that'd be
picturesque.
Tetons.
Well, no, I'm just saying like you can
Oh,
always
yeah.
see the Tetons in the background.
Yeah.
So
It might be Tetons for me, honestly. But Pictured Rocks was actually really cool. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Actually, so I will say that Smokies has a certain appeal to me. Like even though it's not as breathtaking as the Tetons, and like on surface value, I do have a very like close tie to that park. So, I mean, just in my head at least.
Word Giraffe, thank you so much for coming in. Bye.
Sorry we couldn't get to your question. Maybe you can watch the stream later, or watch the archived stream later.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know which is my favorite, but I think maybe Yellowstone also. Thomas, do you have a favorite?
What's the question?
Favorite national
park?
Tetons. Tetons for me. I love Yosemite, and I think I've been to Yosemite more than any other national park at this point, just because it's so close to me right now. But when I close my eyes, it's ultimately the Tetons in the background.
Fender, really quick. So there's an episode of Bob Ross where he's painting mountains, and he's like, "Oh, it looks like the Tetons." And then he goes, "I wonder where they came up with that name." And actually, that episode was playing when me and Thomas were trying to fall asleep. We wanted to put it up in the background, and that was like the night before we went to climb Whitney.
Yeah.
David Denkos, $20. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, David.
I couldn't recommend a backpacking trip through the Florida Trail portion of Big Cypress National Preserve. Okay. Andrew would have a field day with the Flora. We'll have to put that on the list.
Yeah, I'm going to write that down.
I've always wanted to go to Florida for one of our trips. I feel like we haven't done a whole lot of southern hiking.
Like I said, check back on the archive, and maybe we'll have gotten to your question in there. So thank you so much.
I'll be right back. I got to plug this laptop in.
Yeah, so $20 from Where Giraffe. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
That might be Australian $20, but because there's an A in
Did you ever get a half? Did you ever get the half hike? No, Maximum Carnage night and Maximum Carnage 2? No, I did not. I've tried for a permit about 3 or 4 times, and every time I get denied. So I just got to keep applying, and hopefully I'll get it.
Okay, so Oregon Orchid says, does Brian and Andrew have separate YouTube channels we can follow?
I do have a YouTube channel, but I pretty much removed everything from there because it was just all old videos. Like I used to have video game stuff there and like airsoft videos. But actually we were thinking it would be kind of cool to do like a spin-off with Robbie to do some video game stuff. If you know us kind of well, we love video games, so we think it'd be just kind of fun to share that interest too.
What's the question about?
Do we have separate YouTube
channels?
channels?
I was actually thinking recently it would be kind of fun to do like a weekly vlog or something.
Yeah.
Something that's a little more less dedicated.
Andrew's vlog would be 50% him lying in bed.
People request that all the time. Like people are always asking me like, does Andrew have a vlog?
UJJC001, $10. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Guys, you have to come to Duluth, Minnesota, and hike the Superior Hiking Trail. I definitely want to do that. That's like the north Duluth. Okay, sorry, but I think that's the northern part of the lake, and I would love to do that too.
Okay, so TMWay84 says, where was your favorite campsite during your adventures over the years?
Ooh, that's tough. Yeah,
there's every campsite feels special.
There's so many good ones and so many bad ones.
Yeah,
I guess there's some unmemorable ones too.
Yeah, like Shenandoah. I really liked one that really sticks out for me is the off trail one we had in Hoosier. I don't know why, it just seemed so picturesque. Maybe it's because it was early in our trips.
Yeah, actually, for some reason, I liked the off trail site at Morgan Monroe. It wasn't really even a site, but yeah, that's not the best answer. But
my favorite one is the one from Dolly Sods. It's the second night one that we did on both trips. That's in that big prehistoric field opening.
Yeah,
so perfect. I love that place so much. Thomas, you got one?
I think mine's got to be the top of Yosemite Falls.
Yeah, that's a good one.
You just got that beautiful view.
Right.
Really quick, the Rebel Eye, if you want to send something, go ahead and shoot us an email or send us a message on Facebook so we can message you privately.
Yeah. Red River Gorge also had a great campsite.
There were a lot.
I mean, there's so many good ones, dude. Okay, so I shouldn't ask this question, but it's funny because I've never heard this term before. Michael Vogel says, question about when you're getting into a tent with each other. Do you make eye contact when your meat missiles touch? I've never heard that word before, but that's really funny.
If there's ever an instance where someone needs to change their clothes or bottoms, we do it separately.
So
that's never. I don't think that's ever been an issue.
It's not been an issue. JD says, you're going to China again. Will you guys still vlog the trip again? Yes, we will, most certainly. Garrett Ernst says, one of the things I like most about the stuff you guys put together is the quality of the video and the editing. Do you have a channel that you got any inspiration from or other videographers?
Okay, so you'll probably have more to say about this, but for me, the original inspiration, weirdly enough, was this Nature Valley commercial. Just YouTube Kelly Saunders Nature Valley. And for some reason, like that commercial a long time ago just really hit me hard, and I was like, dang, I want to do something.
Yeah, there's a lot of inspiration for our videos regarding the specific editing. I think that's more on Andrew and Robbie's side since they do most of the editing anyways. Robbie, I would say you were heavily influenced by can't even remember the name, the blogger.
Casey Neistat?
Yeah, Casey Neistat.
Well, Casey Neistat was a long time after we started the channel, so
okay.
I wasn't specifically influenced by him. But like as far as like big directors, Takeshi Kitano is one big one. Like he did a movie called Kikujiro that just like it was the first time I saw a movie and I really thought to myself, I was like, wow, camera angles and like silence and sticking on like one shot for a long time is just like a super interesting thing. Yeah. Like whenever you see those like really flat shots we do that look really strangely symmetrical, and I can't think of a good one off the top of my head, but
someone mentioned Chris Prouse. Yeah, she's awesome.
Chris Prouse is fantastic.
Yeah, as far as inspiration currently, I don't think there's any YouTubers specifically, but I'm always watching various YouTubers for like camera equipment and stuff like that, like new gear and stuff like that. So Thomas Medjetti says, hey guys, any national parks you really want to go to for the first time?
Well, I think a few of us have answered some of this, but mine would be Zion.
Great Basin National Park, maybe the least visited national park. Yeah, go ahead.
Always the hipster.
Denali,
no, just kidding.
Denali for me. I really want to go. Denali and
good choice.
Gateway to the Arctic, I think that's it called, or Arches of the Arctic. No, Gateway to the Arctic.
Glacier. Just because the people have said it's amazing. When I saw pictures, I was like, wow. So Outdoor Adventure says shirt off right now. That's a strange question, but we are all wearing shirts. Brian Winburn says Red River Gorge once a year. That's a possibility.
You know, if you guys don't get tired of it, then
it's a nice place. Yeah, and there's definitely other trails we can still hit up. So
there's some cool.
It's always possible.
Jonathan Mulberry says ASL. We won't answer that.
Okay, TM Way 84. Thanks for asking my question. My favorite campsite is underneath the pine trees on the south side at Cape Lookout National Seashore, North Carolina. And thank you so much for the donation.
Thank you so much for the donation.
Add that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so David Niels says, hello guys, just joined. Where's Thomas? I believe he donated when Thomas joined. So Thomas is here.
Hello, I'm here. What can I answer for you?
Okay, Jim W. says, hey there, fellas. Can you give us a vision for your overall plans? Where do you see Adventure Archives in 5 years?
That's tough.
I feel like Thomas
I got a few different ideas, but
I think we all have different
maybe
visions.
Thomas shouldn't answer.
Well, actually, me and Andrew were just talking last night, and we've all been talking about this, but we're going to have a meeting once everybody's back in town, and we're going to decide what is the best avenue to take it as far as like being able to do it consistently and actually get paid for it. And
I think the bottom line is
ways to go with it is.
Yeah, I think the bottom line is we really want to be able to continue to provide it to you guys for free, and so that means like using YouTube or something like that. It's just it's hard to say because there's so many,
there's so many things.
There's so many variables.
Let me throw this question out into the ether here. How would you guys feel about it on PBS?
That's the audience, right?
That's the audience. The audience.
Okay, so let's continue on while we get some responses for that. Matt Williams says, do you guys have college degrees? If so, what in?
Yes, I have a Bachelor of Arts, Sociology.
Biology.
Communications, but I'm going back to school for an MBA.
And I have telecommunications and Japanese.
Okay.
Or technically East Asian languages and cultures, but it was Japanese. Okay, and then the final question in the backlog that I have here, and then I got to go through and get the other ones, is from Atua Moe. It says, funniest situation you've come across while hiking?
Funniest situation.
Funniest. Ooh.
We have so many stories, but we can't. I can't think of any off the top of my head.
I can think of some. Oh, well, the one with Robbie number 2ing in the tent was pretty good. But...
I can tell you what mine is. It was in Algonquin with Robbie yelling at me in the tent for no reason.
Oh
Yeah.
Well, that happened twice. Also,
It did happen twice.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you?
I don't know.
I feel like it's always us just like joking around or like farting or something.
I think looking back on it, the whole issue with my hammock and Wayne was kind of funny, but at the time it kind of sucked.
So Rob, I don't know. I almost feel like we should answer questions as they come in. Like I don't know if it's.
Well, I want to get everybody's questions because, like, it's going to be we're going to be like
let's
rushing
just
through
continue.
it.
Yeah, no,
This way
don't
we can
change
actually
what we're doing right now.
All right, we're going to be up for a long time.
No, I mean we'll just cut it off at some point, but at least this way, people who ask first will still get to answer questions. And we don't have
and
to,
then
like,
we'll
rush
have another
through.
live stream and people can ask more questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Oregon Orchid says, where does Brian work?
Where do I work? I work with.
Short answer, just
I just work
You
with
don't
like
have to give the exact company. Just say like.
basically they just do like textbooks and that kind of stuff for school. So they deliver like online and physical textbook thing stuff.
digital education.
It's education related, basically.
Okay, so David Litzenberg says, how come Brian uses spoon and fork and Andrew uses chopsticks?
Because I always remember to bring utensils, and Andrew always has to carve his from sticks.
I was gonna say because I'm a hipster. No, actually, I really prefer chopsticks for a lot of
chopsticks.
foods,
Chopsticks are pretty nice actually for some situations. I just find a spoon to be a catch-all useful, regardless of what I bring. So.
Okay, so Thomas Majetti says, any chance of commentaries for your older videos?
So I don't know if he knows this or not, but we have commentaries for patrons for the videos from season 3 on, but we would definitely consider doing them for the older videos. I think we did at one point. But
I think the problem is that we don't really remember those trips very well, so it's hard to commentate on them. But we could try.
It'd be kind of funny commenting on them looking back, though.
CHC, no, I do not miss those pants. They were terrible because the minute they got wet, they stayed wet for the entire trip.
Jonathan Mulberry, I get it. I get it cut at Great Clips, and then I gel it to fix it.
I'm doing my best to try and answer some questions, typing them out. So
that's fine, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
If we don't get them in person, okay, go ahead.
West the Zoo says, have you guys ever thought about doing any classes or partnerships with our local or REI stores here in Columbus?
Definitely thought about it.
You mean like giving classes, or
I don't know. I mean, I've thought about working with them in general. It's just
we've actually thought about speaking with them about some sort of promotion, but we're not sure. We did take like their compass navigation course, which is pretty cool. We just haven't really
I mean, it's
forth
definitely
the effort to do stuff with that yet. But it's definitely something we want to look into. I know they do. We actually found out they do video screenings. So we might try. We might try and do something with that, where we get a video screening partnered with REI or something. But
there's a lot of possibilities.
Yeah.
The Barefooted Cambodian says, where are the wood sorrels?
Oh yeah. So that's God, I'm brain farting, but yeah, no. That's an inside joke that we always have. He commented on one of the videos. He was like, "Wood swirls really put all this together, so tied everything together in this video." Because I talk about wood swirls in every video pretty much.
Jeff Mueller,
my favorite wild edible.
You're welcome. I don't know how to say that in German.
Trail Aesthetic says, whatever happened with Scrambled O? So Scrambled O, we totally want to go on a trip with them. And it was so funny because I jinxed it when we met up with him. He was like, yeah, we should do a collaboration. I was like, yeah, we totally should. And he's like, yeah, so whenever I say that to other people, we always are like, yeah, let's do it. And then we never do it. And I was like, don't worry. I promise that we'll make sure it actually happens. And that was like 2 years ago now. Maybe only a year ago. But we'll make that
Rob
happen.
Mears, just Ray Mears, Thomas.
Oh, Ray Mears, not Rob Mears. Sorry.
We love Rob Mears.
Robbie Mears is the joke version.
Yeah, that's the joke version.
Okay, Kenny Koo says, Andrew, how long did it take you to learn that much tree plant knowledge?
A couple years for everything, but learning the trees. I mean, I feel like you can pick up on some really good stuff like pretty quickly. Just like look at the plants that stick out the most. Look up the plants that are the most interesting to you in terms of like what's edible and stuff, and you'll be there pretty soon. I mean, again, like I'm still learning. That's not like I know everything either. So It's a process. But
Yeah.
Okay. Mika Wave says, have you ever watched Hiking in Estonia YouTube channel?
No, I
think
haven't
so.
heard of that one. Hiking in Estonia. I'll have to write
yeah.
that down. Take a look at it.
No, that's pretty cool. Saeed Jafar says, Saeed Jafarlit. Just Saeed Jafarli, sorry. Thank you so much. Is there any way that we can know your upcoming trips?
We don't know our upcoming trips, so if
we can tell you a few. Well, we can tell you some general ideas.
Yeah, for the road trip.
yeah.
So the road trip, we got a road trip planned from Los Angeles to Columbus, and we're still trying to figure out exactly where we're going to go. But we know we're going to go start in Los Angeles. We're going to probably go through Death Valley to Vegas. Right now, I'm thinking of hitting Zion, and then from Zion, maybe going down south through Arizona, New Mexico, hitting Big Bend. I personally really want to go to New Orleans just because I've always wanted to, and it's my road trip. And from there, head up north from New Orleans to Columbus, Indiana. So whatever we can hit along the way. I've got a few ideas, but I'm all ears.
Cool. Okay, so Luke Crott says Star Wars or Lord of the Rings?
Star Wars.
Yeah, Star Wars for me ultimately.
So this is all right. So my roommates joke with me on this. I think Lord of the Rings are better movies. And I said in my job interview that Lord of the Rings is my favorite movie, and I still stand by that. But when it comes to fandom in universe building, it's got to be Star Wars.
It's Star Wars, not even.
Oh wait, you think Lord of the Rings are better movies? Because I was watching Fellowship of the Ring, and it did not age that well.
Oh no, it's every time I watch Return of the King, I tear up at the end. It's such a beautiful movie.
I mean, it was a great movie, but I just feel like the original Star Wars aged very well. But then there's the prequels, so.
Yeah, for me, it's Star Wars, like not even a question. I just like the aesthetics so much more.
I mean,
I'm not
Star
that
Wars
big
is
into
what I
Lord
grew
of
up
the
with.
Rings,
Yeah.
really.
We had this conversation on Whitney, didn't we?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. The David Schmood says the girl that was in Allegheny, Nicole. What's she up to? Any plans to include her in future excursions?
Nicole has been very busy with school and work, and actually I haven't seen her in several months. But I mean, we would like to get her into another trip because I think these guys are pretty cool with her. It's just that it's hard to say right now. She's just been so busy.
Cool. Okay. So Haley Shannon, I don't know. Of all the places you guys have gone, what is each of your favorite meals you have tried?
Oh, like post-hike meals?
If we're talking about post-hike meals, it's probably...
Well, hold on. If we're talking all the places we've been, it's got to be something in the Asian continent.
But
Post-hike meals?
Yeah, just go with
I
post-hike
think
meals.
Okay.
I think my favorite post-hike meal was from the Smokies. The first time we went without any filming.
That was definitely one of them. I would say
we had not fish legs.
frog legs.
Frog legs. Yeah, and fried green tomatoes and
tomatoes.
everything. Oh, so good.
I would say, go ahead, Rob. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say one that sticks out for me is that after Mammoth, when we went to that buffet, and they had like just unlimited fried fish.
Yeah.
So good.
I think I enjoyed the first time we went to Miguel's after Red River Gorge. Not the second time because Andrew ordered a pizza and it was awful. But yeah, Miguel's, and actually I liked the pizza that we went to after, I think it was New River Gorge, but maybe it's just because I like pizza.
Yo, let's answer some questions towards the bottom real quick, just because otherwise people are going to sign off because we're not going to get.
I know,
I really think that's what we should
What
do.
about all the people that asked questions earlier?
Just
We're
have
going to
them
miss
just-
theirs.
I mean, but we would have gotten to them if we were just going through the list.
Okay,
Yeah,
how about
yeah.
I just don't repeat questions? So like if somebody has already asked a question, I won't do their question and we can go through. Because somebody's already asked a question.
yeah.
Why
No,
do you
that's-
want to skip to the bottom? Like I don't understand.
No. It's just if we go along with the live chat, we could probably answer more of them more.
Well, we are going on with the live chat, but we're just answering questions too slowly.
Let me just
And people aren't gonna be as
let's go faster. Maximum
Let's go
Carnage
fast.
2. Do you guys use GoPros? If yes, which one? Thomas.
I don't know, GoPro 5, whatever that
It's
is.
a terrible system, but
Yeah.
Joshua
on this one.
Almanza. Did you guys go to Shawnee on the Illinois side?
I don't know.
yes, but that was our solar eclipse video.
Just don't answer any
Didn't
questions.
turn out very well.
Cat said, what is the furthest longest you all have hiked in one day or a whole backpacking trip?
It's probably the
30
Smoky
miles.
Strip. Yeah.
30 miles for me in a single day.
Oh,
I think
I think for me it was Pictured Rocks. I think. Well, actually, I don't know.
for me it was probably like 13-ish or something.
Yeah, Smoke is probably the longest. How did you do 30 miles in a single day, Thomas?
Robbie the Pants from Kayla.
Yeah, thank you so much, Kayla, for that donation.
You did
That's
30
awesome.
miles in a single day, Thomas.
I did. I started off on the ocean coast. I did 15 miles up to the highest point in the Santa Monica Mountains, and then I had to hike back down. I was so done by the end. I
can imagine.
I called Mary and I said, I think I pushed it too hard.
All right.
That was when I was training for Whitney, though, the first time.
All right, next.
Zach Dumas, ask your question about Shadow of the Colossus on the vlog. I'll answer it there. Jack Lazuski says, have you guys ever been scared or feared for your well-being on a camping trip?
Well, there was the Allegheny moment.
Well, I don't think we were actually feared
scared,
for our
yeah.
well-being.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever feared for my well-being. I've been a little worried during like winter trips sometimes, just because you never know what may happen, but never really that worried.
When I saw a bear when I was solo hiking, I got a little freaked out.
I mean, I can understand that, yeah.
For me, it was when I was in college. We went hiking near Athens,
We're losing
Ohio.
Thomas.
Thomas just went all robo, but
Oh, sorry.
He's still
I
working
still agree
on
with
my
him
end.
about how we can answer questions.
He's still working on my end, guys. So go ahead, Thomas.
Okay.
When I was in college, we went hiking near a place in Athens, Ohio. The sun was setting down, and we saw this faint glow in the distance, and it was a cigarette. We got closer. We saw this guy with a gun. I was like, well, we are so far away from the car right now. If he were just to shoot us, probably no one would know.
Wow.
He was just hunting.
Well, that's
We were very grateful.
Hunting the most dangerous game.
So Bird Brains says, how do you fellas record audio during your hikes and trips? It sounds so clear each time. So we do a combination of wireless mics and just getting the mic closer. So we actually have this really long extension cable that we can use to if we do a faraway shot and we're all like sitting and talking, we'll like wire the microphone to us so that the camera can be far away. And then sometimes we use a wireless mic too. I'm actually using it right now. It's this one right here. But we just pay attention to it and make sure that we're close to the microphone. Anna Pecorella says, any advice for a first-time backpacker?
One thing I always tell them is don't skimp on your most used gear. You may think that you're saving money, but you're not, because your gear will last you to like 2 trips, and then you'll have to buy something new and better.
There's a good adage. If you think a professional is expensive, try hiring an amateur, and I guess that's kind of relevant here.
I would say make sure you just have all your like essential stuff, like first aid, fire starting stuff, water filtering method.
Yeah.
But
make a packing list.
Yeah. But for the other stuff, like if you don't need to change clothes, don't do it. Like don't bring extra clothes if it's only for like luxury and comfort.
Yeah.
Okay, Where Giraffe says, ever thought of doing some short form edits on your current episodes? Cut it down to its essence or give it a new vibe? I would say no, because we have enough trouble just editing the new episodes, let alone taking the time to like re-edit an old episode.
I will say that me and Andrew have talked about maybe doing some sort of mini-sode where we do like maybe a 10, 15, 20-minute video of a place we've been to, where it's just like a one-nighter and we kind of cut it down to the essence, but nothing there yet, but we've talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Urban Adventure says, have you guys ever paddled a pack canoe? He's looking for opinions.
I do not know what a pack canoe is.
I don't either. I thought maybe you guys would, so I put it in there.
Okay, all right, hang on, Robbie. We got to answer this question. This one's too important to pass up.
Okay.
CHC, question, what's your funniest poop story?
You guys heard my funniest poop story.
If you haven't heard Robbie's funniest poop story, watch Mount Whitney, cut to the very end, and that's Robbie's story.
There is one thing I can add to that, though, is when we got to the what was that part we got where we talked to the dude who was hiking the JMT, and he was telling us about using a Gatorade bottle?
Oh, on the ridge. Yeah.
The ridge.
Yeah.
What's that opening called?
Yeah. Oh, the John Muir Junction.
Yeah, the junction. Okay, so we got there, and the dude was telling us, like, oh, yeah, here's a trick. Use a Gatorade bottle at night so that you don't have to go outside of your tent where it's all cold. And then I was like, oh, yeah, actually, I pooped in the tent last night. And then he was like, what? And I thought for sure I would find like a kindred spirit who is like, yeah, I mean, going in the tent's the greatest, but he just looked at me like I was crazy. Matt Williams says, do you love your Subaru Outback? I'm about to upgrade from a 2000 to a 2015.
Yeah, it's solid.
Yeah, I mean, it's gotten us through a lot of trips. We're not sponsored by Subaru yet.
I wouldn't say I love it. But
Nope, we love it.
I have
we
no.
love it.
I have
We love
very
it.
little
Subaru
basis for
watcher.
comparison.
well, just love is like a word I reserve for like furry animals. And other
We love it.
I have very okay. Well, Thomas, you don't even drive one. I have very little basis for comparison, but like I said earlier, it gets us through. It's gotten us through everything. So.
Yeah, they're pretty solid, I feel like. Joshua Henschel says, what are each of your favorite TV series?
Oh man, Game of Thrones actually. Yeah.
Ugh, jeez.
Better
If we're
Call
talking
Saul.
Game of
Like, I
Thrones,
mean,
Game of
I
Thrones.
would say Game of Thrones, but since you already said that, I'll say Better Call Saul.
No, I'm still saying Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Sherlock.
That's a
I
good
love
choice, too.
TV.
Yeah.
Kayla
Sherlock is
asks,
fantastic.
dearest Robbie, what type of brand pants are you always wearing in the hiking videos and in your vlog? I get lost thinking of how comfy they look.
It's from a brand called Outlier. So the specific kind is called the Climbers. So if you go to outlier.nyc, they sell the pants there. They're very expensive though. So when you see them, don't be shocked.
Well, I really want to answer this question really quick. TMWay84 asked when we're going to collaborate with Les Stroud. There's actually a story about that. One time we submitted an entry into a contest where you could join him on a Survivor Man episode. And it kind of, we did a video that wasn't outdoorsy because he said, oh, well, it actually might be better not to do an outdoors video. We're just judging it based on how well you film yourself. But in the end, we should have just done an outdoorsy video. Obviously, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why you guys like broke away from that, but
Well, 'cause
whatever.
he-
That doesn't matter. Anyways, next.
Okay. Well, let's pause real quick.
Matt G, thank you so much for joining us.
Have a good night.
Since
Yeah, have a good
you
night.
since you want to answer these questions so badly out of order, can I just ask why? Like, what is the reason?
No, it's just if we had started from the beginning, reading through them, it would have been much easier to answer most of the questions in order.
And,
What
and
we
my,
were
my
doing,
thing
though.
is,
he was
no
getting
one's
them in order.
no one's incentivized to ask a question right now because we're so far up above that no one's
Yeah,
gonna
we're inevitably gonna have to skip some, but they can always retype it and we can try and get back to it.
Yeah.
It's just like
Okay, well,
that's
I
just
mean,
how like every streamer does it. If they don't
Ever.
have like 10 people. Yeah, it's just
Okay, well, the main reason why I don't want to do that is because we're just going to spend the whole time looking at this and just rushing through the answers. So if we just
not
go in
necessarily.
order, we just miss the questions that are at the end.
Hey guys, it's
after
our.
the stream.
Let's just keep
why,
going.
why don't each of us ask a question? There are 4 of us. Why don't each of us ask a question?
Okay, yeah, go for it.
You start, Robbie, while I find a question.
Okay, tell us the origin of President Sinard. So the beginning of the Yosemite video, that whole intro sequence, for whatever reason, I spent an entire day looking up that tutorial on how to do that zoom in effect. So I just spent like 6 hours doing that effect to mimic the opening of Escape from LA.
oh yeah.
So it's just like a big parody of Escape from LA. So we just said, instead of President whatever it was, we came up with President Sinard. And instead of Directive 41 or whatever it was, we did Directive 69.
All right, so
Do
Go
you
ahead,
want
Thomas.
real quick? I just found out that one of my friends from high school is here, so I want to say hi, Coleman. How are you? Yeah, that's cool. That's awesome. CHC asked the question. Give me a suggestion on where to propose to my girlfriend. What?
What?
You guys were laughing.
No,
where
no,
would you?
don't pay attention to us.
don't, yeah.
Okay, where would you guys propose to a girlfriend?
Carry her to the top of Yosemite Falls. No, oh man, Yosemite in front of the.
I actually have a place that I know where you could go because my cousins, my cousin got proposed to at this spot. It's in Land Between the Lakes. There's like this one specific parking lot that they did, but you can do anywhere in Land Between the Lakes. But it's got a really dark sky there, so find a time when they're doing like meteor showers or something, or when a meteor shower is happening, and then propose then, because that's what they did. And that seemed like a really good idea.
My thoughts, I got 2 thoughts. You could either do something really grandiose, like on top of Half Dome, or you could go find someplace that's really important to both of you. and do it there. Sometimes that's just as meaningful, if not more meaningful.
I would wait for her to propose to me.
Ever the hipster. Well, like I said, I think I just have so many good images of like Yellowstone and the Tetons in my head. I feel like that'd be a great place. But there's a lot of places
anywhere
you could go.
there's mountains. Yeah.
Okay, so do you guys want me to keep reading questions?
I got some more questions. What are you guys' thoughts on Iceland?
I mean, I would love to do it, and it's like such a
I'd
popular
love to go
destination,
there.
so-
No plans yet.
Robbie, let's go.
Okay. I mean, I'm totally down, dude.
All right,
Matthew
I've been
Lowe
monopolizing
says,
questions.
who can eat the most radishes?
Andrew.
Actually, yeah, I
Andrew
bet it would
can.
be me. Like I would be the one eating those weird vegetables.
Here's a good one. Kenny Koo says, how much does it cost you guys for one trip?
Depends on where we go. If it's
it's-
someplace within driving distance,
It's actually quite cheap. Like, that's one great thing about backpacking is like, especially if it's a national forest, you don't even have to pay for a permit. You don't even have to get a permit. You just go. So it's like, it's gas and meals mostly, and then equipment, of course. William McKean says, what's better, pre-hike meals, intra-hike meals, or post-hike meals?
post-hike meals.
Post-hike meals. That's not even a question.
No, I don't. I think there's been some good intra hike meals. It's just
No, it's always post-hike meals. Don't lie to yourself.
maybe. I don't know. That hot pot we had was pretty good.
That
Pre-hike
was one
meals,
time though.
Pre-hike
meals are
a
terrible.
terrible idea. Terrible idea. We did that at Yellowstone. Had like this elaborate breakfast buffet, and then like the rest of the trip, it was just like felt so sluggish. Eric V, thank you very much.
Your vids have inspired my love for the outdoors and sparked my own YouTube channel. Oh, check that out. If you're ever in New Jersey / New York, let's take on the Catskills. I would love to go there, actually.
Yeah, that'd
keep
be
up the
awesome.
vids. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That was Eric V.
Yes, thank you.
Louis Carlos, have you ever wanted to try horseback camping?
Yes, we have
absolutely.
discussed that. I think there's a lot more required for it than we, think.
I'm more of a zonky guy, personally.
It's just like it sounds awesome, right? But I'm sure there's going to be some courses on how to take care of the horses properly, or we'd need someone trained to take care of them, which may be a little difficult for them when we're stopping to film all the time. And that's another thing. Stopping to film when you got to manage a horse might be problematic. But it is something we've talked about. Yeah,
We just got to get someone else to do it with
it
us.
would definitely be
Either it's
awesome.
a fan or someone we pay to come with us. We would need to. We would
Thomas
need to find someone else.
Thomas Mad Jedi, thank you so much. He says, your vids have helped inspire me to more frequently act on my desires. Isn't that it, Mad Jedi?
Majetti?
I've been saying Majetti, but maybe it is Mad Jedi.
Yeah, no, I was just assuming it was like a username. But your vids have inspired me to take more frequently act on my desires to go hiking and mushrooming. Going to Yosemite this spring. Keep it up. Awesome. Have a good time.
Yeah.
Have a great time in Yosemite.
Awesome.
Let's
It's probably
let me
going
know
to
how
be
that
snowy,
goes.
right?
UJJC001 again with $5. You guys are crazy. Don't stress it. We get it. You should see the streams where they can't even see your own posts. Just take them as they come. We are trying to do our best.
See, he's on
Thank
me
you so much.
Thomas.
Mega Platypus with 10. Wait, what's that?
$10.
Yeah.
With $10. Any of you have any paranormal experiences in the woods or other? Oh, and keep up the great work. Thank you very much. And I guess
Man,
if you've watched our Allegheny video, that's the closest.
That's the
thing.
closest, yeah. But that's not even paranormal.
Yeah, we kind of built that up in our heads, but it was still kind of freaky. It's
super freaky because you don't
tried.
know what that stuff was, man.
I will say I have had some times where I was in a tent. I remember one time I was in a tent and I was sleeping, and I just swear on my soul that something pushed my shoulder up and made me like physically
really?
move. Yeah.
Oh,
And I told this story on the
That
trip.
was Tea
and
Creek, right?
I think so. And I remember waking up and I was just like, either there's an animal out there or something is out there, but I just ignored it. And
that did actually happen to me in Allegheny. Like
Yeah.
I thought it was a raccoon digging around, so I think I yelped at some point. But...
No, you screamed at Tea Creek.
Oh, okay. So you guys actually heard me.
I don't
No,
remember.
no. Brian screamed in Tea Creek.
Oh,
and me and
well,
Andrew were
that was
both
because
like,
of a dream, though. I actually,
Oh.
so at Tea Creek, I don't think we actually told this story on video, but at Tea Creek, I was in my hammock and it was really windy. And so the noise of the wind, I guess, when I fell asleep, made me think about like wild animals. And I had a dream that a wolf just like came up and bit me through my hammock. And I woke up and screamed, and all of you guys were like, "Are you okay?"
I've tried playing with 1,000 Ouija boards and none of them work.
I mean,
just kidding, but-
I'm open to a paranormal experience, but I've yet to have one. And
Yeah.
I don't want any bad ones. Like, I don't
Well,
want any
here's
scary
the thing, it's
demons.
like when I
only
hear
want
about
good
people
demons.
having them, I'm like, why is this not what you talk about literally all the time? Because I feel like
yeah, I totally
Well,
agree with that.
if we wanted to, Athens, Ohio is one of the most haunted places in Ohio, if not America. And there is a hike through the Moon Tunnel that we could possibly do, which is
Robbie's shaking his head.
which is apparently
0%
terrifying.
chance. 0% chance I will do that, but I fully support you doing it, Thomas.
No. I got bad.
Matt Williams is asking if we've ever heard coyotes yip howl near our camp at night. I think in our Mammoth Cave episode, we heard some sort of wolf or coyote howling.
Yeah.
And then also we've heard them at a Metro Park one time. But
Wait, what do they say? Do it. Yes.
Okay, so Joshua Henschel says,
the
on
haunted
average,
thing.
how long does it take you guys to edit and post a video after you have filmed it? So to edit, it takes a week. Like no matter what we do, we can't seem to get it shorter than that.
1 to 2 weeks, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean like just
At the
straight
shortest,
editing.
yeah.
When it's me and Andrew just sitting down to edit like 8 hours. Well, you did more than that, but just like all day.
Yeah, way more than that. Yeah.
It's a week. So 2 people editing and making music for an entire week. That's how long it takes.
I'm hoping to be able to help with that a little bit once I get back, but
Get your
I know my weaknesses.
What software do we use really quick is Adobe Premiere, but yeah. Well, we
Adobe
used to use
Premiere
Sony
CC.
Vegas Pro, but
Yeah, we use that for the first few ones.
So how are we doing questions now? Are we still going like?
Just
I mean,
whenever
I'm
you
just-
find one. I don't care.
Okay, what camping moment made you realize how much you love the outdoors? That was asked by Super Nintendo.
oh man. For me, it was actually when we went to our first Hocking Hills trip. And that wasn't even backpacking, that was just camping like at a primitive campground.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like seeing all those sites that I never knew existed as a kid in real life. I was like, holy cow, this is amazing. And I mean, like as a kid, we always went to the parks, but that was just something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sand dunes, I think, maybe.
Hmm.
In 2004, we went to the Sleeping Bear sand dunes for the first time. And that was one of the moments where I was like, holy cow, dude, like I've been missing out not going in the outdoors. My dad is like the opposite of an outdoors person. So growing up, we never did any of that stuff. And my mom isn't really either. She would do it, but she never did it. But my dad was like actively against going outdoors. So until 2004, we went to the Sleeping Bear sand dunes. That was when I really fell in love with it.
I got a great one from M. Lowe. How is Thomas's bumper?
Still broken.
It's still broken. I'll tell you that. But I've buffed out some of the scratches at least. It's still broken though.
I still don't understand why you said no one helped you when I was literally standing outside trying to guide you.
No, you were in the back. Robbie was in the front.
I was
still trying-
operating the
still
camera.
helping.
Robbie was.
I was
doing this.
literally
I will
operating
stand
the
by this.
camera.
Robbie was just looking at the camera doing this.
No,
Okay,
I was
and-
just operating the camera. I was doing nothing else. Like that was not on me,
I
man.
said
I have to say that I thought Tom or Robbie was supposed to be guiding him, but
Yeah, I was just like, okay. When it's
But-
Okay,
I mean-
that's not on me because
Clearly
if
it's a
I'm
lack of
behind the
communication.
camera operating it, like I can't guide you at the same time.
Sure you can. Here, I'll show you.
That was also really bad driving though. Like if you're gonna turn into that, you need to go out a little bit and then turn in. Like you just tried to do like turn directly into it. That's just like
Restless outdoors.
that's all your fault.
it's like tomorrow Adventure Archives disbands over.
Over argument on questions and bumpers. Okay, so how heavy are your packs usually? Matt Jones asks.
I think after water, it's usually around 30 pounds, maybe.
They get up into the 30s,
actually,
man.
I
Like,
think-
the
no, I
heavy
think
ones
they
up into
get
the
higher.
30s.
Unless
It
that
just
scale
depends, because sometimes Andrew brings like crazy things for food.
Yeah.
Like the last trip, I had to bring something pretty heavy, and my pack was super heavy that
It's
trip.
never been under 20 pounds. I
Yeah,
can
yeah.
say that
Wait, which
for a fact.
song is melodic drama? Tim Standard is asking that. I don't even remember our own songs.
I'll play it.
Yeah, play that. 'Cause he's asking who wrote it. Will you guys produce any more music? Steven, yes. We actually write new music for every episode. And actually, the real question to ask is if we'll reuse music. And
Yeah.
I think if we do, we like to give it a little twist. But
Yeah.
Okay, so this is melodic drama. I believe I wrote this. I don't remember what part this comes in though. Oh, this is the end of Daniel Boone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this is actually me singing on this.
Yeah.
And
I remember that
my
one,
buddy
yeah.
Nate playing drums. I told him when he was doing the drums, I said, look, just do the craziest thing. Do absolutely whatever you want to do. I want you to go crazy on it. And that's what we came up with.
Wait, play a little bit of it.
It's playing right now.
Oh,
Yeah, here it.
hopefully you all can hear it. Let us know if you can. Oh, so Yujia, first of all, hi. Sorry we didn't see you in Hangzhou, but hopefully sometime we can. But the song Twirling Leaves, that was also Robbie, I think.
Well, so here, let's listen to my singing. I like to do those chanting ones. So Twirling Leaves, I don't know what song.
No,
it is.
actually, Twirling Leaves was me.
No, this is Twirling Leaves. I did this one also.
No, Twirling Leaves, it says I did, but maybe that's wrong. Because I feel like you did it, based on...
I
Oh, yeah,
did
you
this
definitely did this, yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna
We
have
had
to
a-
put the info.
1 second.
We've got a question from
Do it later.
Bubblehorn. Question: I've been wanting to start camping more often, but find it difficult to find people to go camping with me. Are there online communities to meet fellow campers, or should I just try camping alone? So I might be able to answer this a little bit because I'm outside of them, so I always have to go camping alone. I have gone camping alone, and it is really kind of intimidating at first, but the more you do it, the more comfortable you get, especially once you revisit a place you've been. I will say, though, when I do go hiking alone, or at least backpacking alone, I always find someone else hiking alone or backpacking alone. And more often than not, I feel comfortable like just talking to them for a little bit. I don't really necessarily want to like join them for the next 30-mile hike. But, Andrew, Robbie, and I met some people in Whitney, and they were fantastic. They've invited us to go hiking with them. And I'm sure if we wanted to go backpacking, if we invited them to come backpacking with us, they may or may not be interested. But I think the more you get out there, the more likely you are to find people in similar circumstances, and then go from there. Otherwise, I have heard of Reddit has a good one. Our SoCal hiking. There are some meetup websites, but I always kind of feel sketchy about those, and I've heard some horror stories from those too. So, my advice would be go alone at first, and then get familiar, find somebody while you're out there, and then go from there.
It is quite fun.
Oregon Orchid, thank you for the $5.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thanks you guys for getting me into backpacking. It's a great hobby. You're welcome, I guess. But actually, that's one of the things I love about what we do is getting people into backpacking as a hobby.
So Jeff Mueller says, can you guys answer one of my questions? I don't think I got to any of his before we stopped answering them in order.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I told him to type one out. And have you guys ever caught and ate a fish in one of your videos?
No.
No, because none of us are good fishers, and also
One day.
there's a lot of permits surrounding that too.
Thomas kind of caught one.
Yeah.
I picked one up that had beached itself, and then said okay, and then I threw it back in.
It was a native species, so that's one of the ones that you're...
I would say, given the opportunity, if we had all the proper permits and whatnot, and we caught a fish that we could eat, I think we would do it, because I think it's kind of something kind of primal you should try and experience when you're in nature.
Okay, so I won't ask that one. Never mind.
I got one. Dirt
Go
diver.
for it.
What would be your biggest piece of advice for someone who is just starting a hiking YouTube channel? Robbie, I'll let you do this. But before that, William
Freilinghaus?
Freilinghaus. Legendary quote from
German,
Robbie.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah, no matter where you are... Is he talking? No matter where
I'm
you
not
are in the
talking,
world,
no.
these mountains don't get any easier. How is Michael doing in Japan?
I don't remember saying that, but I'm sure I did. Michael's doing good. He never mind actually. there's some news. I don't know. Michael's doing great. But yeah, I just talked to him recently. He's been doing good. And we'll go back to visit him soon enough.
Back to the question. What would you recommend for someone trying to start a YouTube channel?
Was it specifically hiking or just YouTube channel in general?
Hiking YouTube channel.
So I think like for us, the thing that we did when we started is we posted to Reddit and we said, check out this video. But maybe that's not the best advice because I feel like Reddit is really sensitive about that stuff when you're trying to do self-promotion. But I would say just keep learning everything. Oh, actually, you know what? Just make stuff. Don't worry about whether it's good or not and just actually get out there and do it. Because we waited for so long before we actually made our first episode. After we had the idea, we just kept being like, oh yeah, we'll do it eventually, or you know what, and never actually like took the time to just go and do it, you know?
The thing I always say is make something, like be your biggest fan, but also your harshest critic. So make something that you really love to watch, but also scan what you're making for problems that you can improve on. And don't lie to yourself about that.
Yeah.
What would, I forget, I didn't see who asked it, but what would you say is the most useless piece of equipment you guys have bought?
Probably like lanterns for me. Like
I'll show you mine.
that's from a long time.
Hiking equipment?
Yeah, hiking equipment.
Oh,
or maybe those
platypus. Or a water filter, actually.
No,
Useless?
useless.
Oh, useless. Oh, useless. I was like, useful. Okay.
The kitchen sink.
The kitchen sink. That's a piece of garbage. I'm sure there is a good use for it. I just haven't found it yet.
Really quick, while Thomas is doing that, Edits 26 Smithoni. Sorry, we missed your JMT question, but yeah, we really want to do the JMT. I don't know if we do the whole thing. I know Thomas is really interested in, maybe Andrew.
Yeah.
But there's just no like plan set in stone yet.
It's difficult to do the JMT because it takes 2 weeks to do.
Yeah.
And you know, you really have to apply for the permit, and it's just really difficult to do. Plus, you got to be in good shape as well.
I would say. So wait, did you say your most useless stuff?
My most useless thing is either like a lantern that we thought we would be using at the campsite, or like some 40-degree sleeping bags that we got from like Field and Stream that
was when we
tore
were
apart.
I wouldn't even say we were camping back then, but sure. Robbie, did you answer yours?
I can't think of any off the top of my head.
It would take us 1,000 years to do JMT. That's true.
Actually, Edith's 26 Missoni asked, how much would it take to get Thomas to take his shirt off?
Who asked that?
I don't know. Let's get the numbers going.
Who asked that?
Edith's
It's
26
Adventure Archives After Dark.
We have $200. $200.
I'll tell you, there's not a whole lot there. Oh, I lost.
Yeah, they cut out.
I was gonna say it's like
We lost you for a second.
I was like, why didn't they ask us? And then I realized they've seen us shirtless so often. It's like that's old hat.
Yeah. I guess
2 cents. That's fair. That's a fair price.
I'm just going to say this to the chat since we seem to be doing it this way now. Just post your question. If we miss it, post it again, and we'll try to get to as many people as we can. Okay.
Do it for a cheeseburger.
Yeah.
Wait, is that a reference to?
I'll pay for
Trailer
him to
Park
keep it
Boys?
on.
Sounds like a reference to Trailer Park Boys.
What? Oh.
Do it for a cheeseburger. I don't know.
Coldest water we've ever swam in?
That's a you question.
Oregon, Edom. There's like
I
a sort
wanna
of
say-
money. There's a $sign thing right below the place where you type in chat. So.
I want to say Dolly Sods.
It's
I don't
gotta be
think
Dolly
any of the other
Sods.
ones were any colder than that.
Yeah, it's got to be Dolly Sods.
But I mean, they were all really cold. So.
In fact, no, I'm pretty positive it is Dolly Sods. Like, nothing has come close to that.
Is Thomas smoky? Is that just because my eyes are red? No, my eyes are always red after 6 p.m. because I stare at a computer screen all day.
Actually Jimmy Chun, or was it Jimmy Chun? I missed it, but he said
want live
any
music.
chance of adding or having Thomas rejoin us at Dolly Sods. I would love to do that.
I'd love to go to Dolly Sods. Yeah,
I'm down for going to Dolly Sods anytime.
I'm actually going to go to the Salton Sea sometime soon. William McKean,
That would be awesome,
because I got a month off of nothing to do, and I want to go to Anza Borrego, and that's on the way to Anza Borrego. So yes, I do plan on going at some point. Whether or not I film, I should film. I should film. I will film. They'll make me
Kimchi Boy, he asked if I'm serious about selling my 16 to 35. I am, but I don't know if I'm for sure going to do it yet. And Thomas actually gets first dibs if he wants it. So, but if he doesn't, just contact me and I'll let you know if I'm selling it.
I just need more lenses because my camera looks good sometimes, bad a lot of times. But that also might be a user issue.
Eric V, I think my favorite bushcraft knife might be the Condor Bush Lore if we're talking budget knives. I just got this Virtus knife, which is like a handmade knife from somebody. I haven't gotten to use it like really rigorously yet, but I'm liking it so far. But I have, out of the 2 knives that I have used a lot, just like I only own those 2 and then a pocket knife. But the Condor Bush Lore I like a lot. But I also ground that down into a convex grind and changed it up.
Jeff Mueller asks if this is the drone we use in the videos. It is, although we don't use it very often. It's just a big hassle, and then a lot of the parks they don't let you use it, so we can't use it.
Mm-hmm.
And actually,
Real quick, because I saw. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, Thomas.
Maximum Carnage, thank you for joining us. Have a good night.
Thank you, Maximum Carnage.
These are Thomas's comic books. This box here.
Oh yeah. Oh, there they are. I got a few more comics, by the way, and the DJ comic just came out.
Oh, nice.
I saw a few comments. We do want to have a meetup in Los Angeles before I leave. Hopefully, Robbie and Brian will be able to come out and do a hike with us, and then we want to meet at a park somewhere there. We don't know exactly where yet. And anyone who's on the West Coast who feels like driving to a centralized location, that'd be great. And then we'll meet up with some people.
Jeff Mueller, we have not seen Black Panther yet. Is that
No.
out?
Yeah.
I do want to see it though. Yeah.
Open to $230 million.
Yellow Dolphin asks, "What's your favorite movie?"
Favorite movie.
Question. I always say Kikujiro when I answer this, but
Lord of the Rings, Return of the King.
I don't know. Maybe it's Star Wars: A New Hope. I
I
don't know.
have too many, man.
I'll be right back.
I just answered this question the other day, actually.
Studio Ghibli movies are good too.
I think sometimes it's Truman Show for me.
Truman Show is really good.
Which is funny because
actually,
go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna. Actually, I think one of my, at least top 5 would be Forrest Gump. I don't know. I just think it's a really good movie.
I was gonna say it's funny because I'm kind of voluntarily living the Truman Show in a smaller way.
It is really funny.
I still think we should have done questions in order, man. Like, this is all this dead air now. We're just looking for questions. Okay.
We would be here for 6 hours.
Kenny Koo, Tidy Whitey's boxers or briefs?
Boxers.
Boxer briefs.
Oh, boxer briefs. Yeah, boxer
Or
briefs.
trick answer. Yeah, boxer briefs for me too, actually.
Adventure Archives After Dark. What is Thomas's favorite underpants? So, well, I mean, I think we just answered. It's candy underpants.
That's a funny coincidence.
Purple colored underpants.
Is that you guys?
I don't know who that is.
No, I don't know. That's hilarious. Please keep us updated when you do meet. Oh yeah, we'll keep you updated. Yes, They'd Splatter. We have a Facebook page. If you go to our YouTube channel, there's a little link in the top right corner going to our Facebook page.
So
we also have Instagram.
I bet you Adventure Archives After Dark just like ran to Google real quick and made a new account just so he could comment on that account. And now he's going to show up whenever we do a live stream. It's Adventure Archives After Dark.
Favorite
He just needs a good
sandwiches?
avatar.
Philly cheesesteak.
Oh man. I don't really have a specifically favorite sandwich. Sandwiches are
really
good,
is?
but I don't like think about sandwiches that way.
Maybe a Reuben.
Rubens are good too, but
I made a grilled cheese one. Okay, this is such a hipster answer. I made a grilled cheese once with I got this discount brie.
if you say anchovies.
No. Okay, listen, this is actually good. I got a wedge discount brie. I put that on some bread, toast. I put some maple syrup and pecans on it, and then fried it with butter. It's like this bougie grilled cheese sandwich. It's so good.
Morgan Edam, $5 donation. Thank you so much. Great videos.
Thank you so much.
Shout out to Sunbear Blodgett. I hope I said that right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Jordan Howard, thank you so much.
Jordan Howard, see ya. Have a good night.
Yeah, have a good night. Sasquatch, yeah or nay? You know, at this point I say nay, but I feel like we're discovering species all the time.
Discount.
It's like the idea of having undiscovered species is completely realistic. It's just a giant ape. I feel like would not have eluded us this long. But
Favorite Switch game so far? Sorry, I didn't
No.
interrupt you. Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, Zelda
by far.
I'm
Mario
playing lots of Doom
Odyssey
recently.
probably for me.
I really like Shadow of the Colossus. I beat Shadow of the Colossus, but it's still going to be Breath of the Wild.
Shadow of the Colossus is not a Switch game, my friend.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was paying attention to happen. Breath of the Wild.
It was discount Brie, cat.
See you, Jordan Howard. He's got 1%.
One time there was
battery
like
left.
free wedges for 99 cents, so I just bought 5 of them. A dream camping / hiking spot. Sweden, maybe? Or actually, no. For me, it's the Great Wall. I've heard you can hike the Great Wall and camp along it in certain areas. So
I want to do the Incan Trail.
You should take us to. Is it Peru that you went to?
I've been to Peru and Ecuador, yeah, but it's been a long time since I've been to Peru. But I would love to go back.
You should take us there.
You know, I'm just a little concerned about the camera equipment because, that's not. We set that up and then we walk away and then we take it back, and a lot of people
it'd
had
be
things.
Like dangerous. Somebody would steal it or something.
Yeah, people had things stolen all the time when we went.
So we would have to do like more vlog style.
It would have to be vlog and keep everything on you at all times.
Gohan Ray, which music are you talking about? The Breath of the Wild inspired music?
That's probably not one I made. That's probably the one Andrew made.
It might I was inspired with the piano songs in Algonquin.
Favorite Zelda game? Lightning round, go.
We actually talked about this on our last car trip.
Yu Tiang, my singing voice is not that good. Actually, I did do musicals before.
Actually, I think it's funny that this is personal opinion, but I think I have the best singing voice, but I've never done a singing part.
That's not opinion.
No,
that's
you
fact.
have.
That's fact.
You have.
Oh yeah, at the
Very
end
early.
of Manitou.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's true.
Brian is by far the best singer. The only one. He's a good singer,
Okay,
but he's
who's the
also
worst
the
of
only
us?
one who.
I am
can't
the
sing.
worst. I'm the worst.
Nicholas Wall.
Hold on, favorite Zelda game.
Favorite Zelda game. Breath of the Wild. I know it's probably controversial, but it's mine.
It's either that or Twilight Princess for me.
I gotta say Wind Waker, just for the nostalgic.
Ocarina of Time. Okay.
Daniel Paskey, if you're lucky, I may play a guitar song
Majora's
and
Mask.
sing a little bit. If you're lucky.
Cat. Favorite musicals.
Jordan Howard, that's not a bad
Musicals?
idea. Oh.
How many musicals
know
do I
enough
know?
I don't really
Does
like.
Flight of the
musicals.
Conchords count? I feel like Flight of the Conchords should count.
Holy
Whoa, what is
cow!
Whoa!
Oh, that's
It's
that's
$10, guys. But still, thank you very much, Daryl Anderson.
So much.
Yeah, no,
That was very cool. Like it.
I'm glad you could join us too.
Phantom of the Opera, I
Yeah.
really liked. I think it's, but I don't really know that many musicals. So
I really like Hamilton. I know I'm on a bandwagon here, but I really like what they did.
I was like, what is that?
The
Hamilton,
Adventure Archives musical.
and I'm a fan of the opera, like Brian said.
Oh, I feel like I've only seen a little bit of it, but Technicolor Dreamcoat. No. What's the one Jesus musical?
That's Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Jesus
Right?
Christ Superstar.
Oh no, yeah,
Godspell.
Jesus Christ Super.
Godspell. Oh, never mind.
I feel
There's
like
so many.
I feel like one of the first songs in that was really disco-y, so I like that.
Do you guys ever split items between each other's packs, or do you individually bring your own items for yourself?
Mostly
We-
individuals. Sometimes we.
I mean, things like
Food for
toilet
sure.
paper, water filter. We
Camera
definitely
gear
like
sometimes.
I mean, like
There's
we
lots
carry
of
one
stuff
of those.
split all over. Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
one person
yeah.
will carry toilet paper, one person carry water filter, one person carries batteries. It's like it's all sorts of stuff like that.
Most MacGyver moment we've ever had camping. Man, I don't know if there are any good ones.
The one where we used Robbie's stove to create a campfire.
I used a tent peg to open a bottle of beer in Germany. If you could have been born in the year 20,000 BC in a Stone Age tribe in northeast China, would you? Questions for Andrew in particular, since he's talked about this before. Man, that's a good question. There's so many things about like a hunter-gathering lifestyle that do appeal to me, but it's like, as someone who's lived in the modern era, it's hard for me to stretch my imagination. But you know what? Maybe I don't know. If I could experience it at least, then yeah. But
I'm
Well,
gonna.
it depends on if you get to go with your knowledge of modern society or not. Like if
I'm
you just
gonna
are born there, then
respond to Nicholas Wall really quick. Fortnite or PUBG? I don't know if you're asking one or the other. I haven't played either personally. I know Robbie likes PUBG. But if you're asking for us to play it or something like that, we are considering like it'd be kind of cool to do a spin-off off Robbie's vlogs to do some sort of video game related stuff.
what instant coffee / filter did you use in that last episode? Robbie? Was those the Japan ones?
Probably, yeah. All those little mini filters, those are just from Japan. Daryl Anderson sent us a bunch of those, so it might even be one that he sent.
Microwave, thank you. I also felt bad for myself in the German episode.
Daniel Paskey. Mikey Mount Shasta in July. Anyone have advice on 14Kers? It's my first alpine climbing. We're not experts on 14Ks ourselves. We've only done one. I would just say don't pack too much. Pack what you need. Make sure you have the right equipment, especially if there's snow, which I don't think there should be this time of year because we've just had such a few snow. Go ahead.
UGA, go for it. We would love to hear it. If you do that, just make sure you send us the video so we can share it.
Jeff Mueller, $5. Thank you so much for hanging out with us.
You'll definitely see us on another
Vielen
adventure.
Dank, I think is the correct way of saying that.
Yes, thank you, yeah. Dankeschön.
Kuju coffee is good. Oh, gotta
See
go.
ya, Gohan Rai.
Rai.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for joining us. Have we tried solar powered trail gear? Actually, Robbie, you tried like one charger brick, right?
Yeah, a company sent us this big solar charging brick, and it didn't work. So
I thought it like worked at first, and then.
I mean, it kind of worked, but only one USB port, and it never would charge properly. And the solar charging barely worked. So like once the battery depleted and you were trying to charge it with the sun, it would take hours, and it never would fill up all the way.
Nicholas Wall, no worries. Thank you so much for watching our videos, and thanks for your support.
Have a good night, Jared Sutherland. Thanks for joining us on the live stream.
I guess we should say that we could probably end this at 11. That's 16 minutes from now.
Sure.
Nice
Okay.
2 hours.
Yeah. Eclipse episode with the swarm of endless ticks. Worst hiking experience?
No.
That's pretty resounding.
No. Worst hiking experience was my first hiking experience with Andrew at Hocking Hills, where
oh yeah,
it rained in the tent because we didn't have a fly over it, and we were gonna sit it out. Decided we couldn't sit it out. Went to the car. Didn't have our sleeping bags. It was freezing, and Andrew and I ended up spooning for the night until Robbie came in and took the only blanket that we didn't know existed in the car.
It wasn't a blanket.
Yeah,
it was a rug.
No, yeah,
It
was the rug. That's right.
But it was so funny because we were like, dang it, that was. Oregon Edom says I took my pug backpacking, so instead of PUBG, it's Pug B.
Maybe solar eclipse. That was probably the worst experience. I would say that Hocking Hills one, but what made that one better is that we were suffering together and it was kind of funny.
Yeah, that's true.
But like with the ticks, it was just like scary. You're like, oh god, but they weren't even ticks; they're probably chiggers. So.
Field notes. Yeah, that answers his question. But Jeff, goodbye. Thank you so much for joining us. In Dolly Sod's winter swim, is it true what they say about shrinkage? Yeah, I would say so.
Sure, yeah, I think it is.
I want shrinkage. Was at Hocking Hills 2 weeks ago. Ice covering everything. Forgot my crampons. Man, the waterfalls in Hocking Hills are awesome in the winter.
They are.
Yeah.
You can't beat them. I'm looking forward to seeing them again.
Oh, this is a good one. How much money and camera gear have been broken or messed up while on trips?
Ooh.
A lot.
Can you assign a?
I could sign.
Can you assign a person?
No, there's multiple things that happened to it, like rain, and I broke the lens last time. Well, actually, one of them, some of the money was from when I broke it at home vlogging, but they're probably like around $1,000 on camera gear for the repairs. That is.
Oh, M-Lo, are these streams going to be a regular thing? I think it'd be kind of cool if they were.
Yeah,
Why don't you guys tell us if you'd like to see these, I don't know, like monthly or something?
We definitely want to make them more regular.
I mean, we love interacting with our viewers and our fans, so we would love to do it.
Nicholas Wall, that's really awesome. I'm glad you and your wife get to use our videos.
I like how you're scrolling up now to catch the questions you missed now instead of going with your previous.
Well, I mean, we're fine.
Next time, I would really like to do questions in order. Like
I have not read the book Sapien, but
it's so much better.
Most unexpectedly useful trail gear.
I have an idea. Next time, we'll take a backlog of questions, but also answer questions while we're doing that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. We have one person going back in the back.
All right, we'll talk about that off camera, guys. Most unexpectedly useful camping gear. I bought this tripod chair that you see me bring sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
I knew that it would be useful for like when we're filming and we stop a lot because my feet get tired really quickly. But I mean, just in general, it's been really useful around the campfire, and sometimes other people take it to sit on instead of me. So
Do we?
I do.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's just nice. It's convenience.
William McKean says, "Dear God, please make these a regular thing." Thank you. I'm glad you guys don't get tired
Do
of
you
us.
guys get recognized much in real life? More than you would think.
Yeah, a surprising amount.
But like we
Considering
said, we're always more surprised to get recognized than they are to meet us.
Well, it's also funny because it always, like, a lot of times it happens when we're out on a camping trip or something,
Well,
which maybe isn't surprising, but in a way it is to me.
No, I think, well, sometimes we get recognized around where we live, and it's the most random
Yeah,
places,
yeah.
like at the grocery store, or I recently got recognized at the post office by a postal worker. It was really random.
Like, so when we went like Kern whitewater rafting on the Kern River, someone recognized us there even, and
Have
it's
a good
like
night, Enza.
it makes sense because there's like outdoorsy people out there, but also there's so few people doing stuff sometimes that it's surprising.
Can we get a blooper video? We actually have blooper videos on the Patreon page. Right now, they're only a Patreon only thing, but we might open up those after some time has passed to everybody. Or maybe even put them
They're
in
really
an
good.
episode at some point, but they're pretty funny.
Have a good night,
They're good.
Nicholas
Good night.
Wall. Thanks for joining us, man.
Jimmy Chun, how much time does it take 1 mile while filming? That is a very
I timed it actually this last trip.
really.
It takes us approximately if we're at our most frequent amount of filming, it takes us at least 40 minutes to do a mile.
Well, T Creek, we only hiked like 0.9 miles according to the sign at least.
Yeah.
And it took us like 5 hours or something.
Well, just early, like we probably went like maybe after a 20-minute period, we probably had gone like 500 feet on our last trip.
Yeah.
Like I could literally still see the campsite after 20 minutes.
But sometimes we like film less so we can make up progress. Yeah, we did that a lot in Pictured Rocks actually.
Yeah, Sir J Mac actually asks, do you guys get tired of having to retrace your steps to set up camera angles when filming on trail? Yes, but not as much as you would think.
Yeah,
like, it's just like when we're out there doing it, it's just like what we're doing. So it's not a big deal. And plus, when you get a nice shot, it's like that's the reward for doing it. You're like, oh,
wait,
that looks so cool.
who is Adventure Archives After Dark?
I don't know. We'll find out.
Oh, I thought Robbie said he made that.
No.
No. I was saying somebody made it.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
Jim Spikes, we have not been there, but it's definitely on the list now. Now that you mentioned
This is interesting because
Fade Splatter, good night. Thank you. Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry. Will you ever go backpacking with? Oh, wait, what?
this is interesting because
Trips.
a lot of my friends work in production, and so in production you actually have shot lists and storyboards and everything. Having seen both of those, like having seen my friends do their own productions and seeing Robbie and Andrew and Brian do their production, what they'll do is we'll hike, and then Robbie, Brian, or Andrew will usually shout, "I got a vision," and we just stop, and then we'll take the time it takes to set up a shot, take the shot, and then I think whoever is behind the camera, whoever's holding the camera, usually has this idea in their head what they're filming, so when they go back to edit it, they'll go do it. So it's more of like a storyboard as you go in your head. And
it has to be that way sometimes because we don't know the environment all the time.
Yeah. That's what's kind of exciting about it. Like, I love that style of shooting. CHC has asked this multiple times, so I would like to answer it. Best moment not caught on camera, if we can remember. I'm sure there's stuff, but...
I think the best moment not caught on camera was initially trying to watch Andrew, Robbie, and Thomas fish in Yellowstone. It was hilarious. I sat there and was just laughing.
They'd splatter. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm glad you didn't.
I feel like there have been a lot of cool wildlife encounters. I can't think of any off the top of my head. But there were some cool stuff I saw on camping trips that weren't even Adventure Archives related at all. But I saw a bunch of moose in Algonquin. Fade Splatter asked if we'll ever do a camping trip with fans. Maybe we'll do like a sweepstakes one day, but I feel like if I feel like it's unlikely that we'll film an episode with a fan just because they would hate it.
Yeah, it's
one's
definitely it's an acquired taste, and that kind of goes with it. Someone asked me, "Do I get agitated?" At first, I did. Now I only do kind of.
Well, Thomas always trying to get us to go, which is, totally understandable. But he's like, "Yo, we got to make some progress here," which is kind of good because sometimes we can make so little progress that, like, it's funny. If you guys actually saw how little progress we can make because we're filming too much, it's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
There's a good yin and yang to us, I'd say.
Yeah.
Robbie cutting his hair. Was that a jump the shark moment for AA? Have you seen a drop off of female viewers?
If anything,
Thomas,
it would probably be a jump in female.
No. My roommate is in love with your new haircut. My girlfriend says that your haircut's fantastic. Yeah,
And
I'm a researcher, and research says good.
Nobody has ever told me I look better with long hair. Like that was not to look better.
Jesse Aker says you are an acquired taste, Thomas, and there is a story behind that. So one time,
no. Do we need to get into this?
oh come on,
What is it?
we were kids. So Jess is one of my childhood friends, and one time him and me and Thomas were all hanging out in the backyard, and I think for whatever reason Thomas kept trying to kiss him or something.
It was because I
You're
was
gonna
like
throw Thomas under the bus like that, dude? Like bringing up.
No, it wasn't
old...
like. It was just like a prank sort of thing.
I was significantly younger. Like
we were like joking around.
I was like in that. I was like 6 years old, and you guys were 8 years old, or like I was 8 and you guys were 10, and I had no concept, and I craved attention from you guys because I was so much younger, and I would have done anything just to get attention. So
there's no shame in it. There's no saying that.
No, there's shame in it.
Hey, hold on, I could throw myself under the bus to lift Thomas back up. I remember one time I went over there. I was like in high school. Thomas was still like in elementary school. I think maybe, I don't remember the exact ages, but I remember he came over to Andrew's house and he was talking like, oh yeah, my girlfriend. And I remember being so jealous. I was like, man, I don't even have a girlfriend yet. I'm like 10 years older than this dude.
To be fair, I was 13, and that was as much of a girlfriend as, I don't know.
True, yeah, but at the time I was an idiot. So.
It was...
Okay, did you guys answer or comment earlier on Kevin Ellis saying, in the early episodes of Survivor Man, Les Stroud always made sure you knew he had to go back for his camera?
You know,
I think we've...
No, but Les Stroud, man, he deserves all the credit he gets, I think.
No, totally. But I was just going to talk about like our philosophy behind that. We want that to be invisible. Like in the early episodes, we'd actually comment on things like, oh yeah, having to carry this tripod and like talking about the filming. But then maybe it was right after that episode, I was like, yo, I don't want us to talk about the camera or the filming of it at all. I want that to be invisible. And we did one episode, which was the Daniel Boone episode, where we didn't even show the camera the entire time. Like you couldn't see any tripods, didn't see any steady cams. It was just invisible.
I think New River too.
Well, maybe, yeah. But it turned out that you don't really see them. Like you kind of filter it out if you don't talk about it. So we just felt like it wasn't worth the effort to not show the tripod and Steadicam and stuff.
Goodbye, Marty. Thanks for joining us.
See you later, Marty.
Do you have something to add to that, or?
Oh no.
To help Thomas, I'll tell you my poop story. This is Oregon Orchid. When I was a little kid, I went outside and pooped in the front yard, middle of the day.
All right, we got 5 minutes left. Do you want to do a lightning round before we go?
Sure.
All right, if you got any questions,
throw them out there.
Throw them out there. We'll answer them as fast as we can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Smokies.
We have an organized system.
In a bag.
Packing list.
Yeah.
We'll send them to space.
Believe what they want to believe.
We'll send them to space.
Unless they're patrons. I'm just kidding. Good night, everybody.
I didn't hear that.
Wait, say it again. Oh, just in every day-to-day life? Actually, for me, not so much. I feel like I know a decent amount of people who are somehow interested in nature.
I got 3 types of people. People who are who love the outdoors like us, people who say they love the outdoors for their Instagram, and people who don't love the outdoors.
Have favorite genre video game of all time, any year / genre? Metroid Prime.
RPG.
Action RPG.
Okay, sunrises or sunsets? Sunrises because it's more special when you see them.
Sunsets because I'm never up enough.
Yeah.
Sunsets in California, sunrises in Ohio.
Have you ever been to the Black Hills? No, but I would love to go. Sacred land. Now you put us on the spot. You have all those questions at the top to answer. No, come on. Don't defend our system.
No, see, now it's just a big cluster. We could have gone in order, but now we're just like all trying to talk on top of each other.
What do you think is the best and worst? What was the rest of that? Video is.
Worst, probably the very first one, and the best one,
Yeah.
One of the more recent ones.
The worst is probably one of our old side videos for sure.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
a specific one. But...
A lot of my videos are the worst.
Would you guys ever do a hunting trip? Probably not, because none of us hunt.
Actually, I mean, if we know someone who does it, we might tag along and just...
I don't know if I'd garner any enjoyment out of it, to be honest.
I don't know. Maybe a side video.
We'll use the term meat missiles from now on. Yes, we will, but that will never make it in an episode.
Yeah.
Favorite trails around Hocking Hills or Columbus? There's lots of them.
Can you do another split up episode? Yes, we can.
High Banks. Yes, we will.
Live streams.
Talk Kowloon, barbershop us out of here. I'll sing you something at the very end, okay?
I want to listen to that.
Hike to the top of North Korean volcano. I didn't even hear about that.
Resident Evil, yeah or nay? Did you guys answer that one?
It depends on which ones.
Me and Brian played Revelation.
I like most of them except for 6, and I have not played 7 yet.
Resident Evil, yay, except for 6. 6 is garbage.
Amanda
Lamb, love you guys so much. You've really inspired me to get to the outdoors more. Planning to go on my first backpacking trip this summer. Also, can't wait for a California meetup. That's
Stay
awesome.
tuned. Yeah.
Amanda, send us a message and I'll connect with you later on that.
Make sure you're following our Facebook page because we'll definitely announce that. Current hiking boots. I think Vasquez is the brand.
Mine is Keen.
Okay.
Mine is Solomon, I think.
Yeah. Favorite mountain range. Let's say Tetons.
Yeah. Theme song. I don't know.
I can't play the theme song on my guitar because it's a lot of mixing.
Does any of you own a firearm? No, but I did fire an AK-47 recently. Well, like half a year ago. But
I do not.
Been in nature as you do. Well, I own a BB gun. Been in nature as you do. Made you more aware of is fragile status with politics and government. I mean, I feel like I've always sort of thought about nature in terms of like
I feel like
and stuff.
I feel like we are aware of it whenever we go to like a bigger place where there's like maybe an entry fee or something like that.
Micah, I would love to check out your tarp. Sounds awesome. And yeah, I probably could use a lighter tarp.
William McKean, you do not want to see me or Andrew with beards because they don't pass as beards.
That's assuming we're all capable of beards. Like,
only
there's no hair here.
I know.
Yeah, no, like the beard I had in that one podcast in your backyard, Robbie, that was like 4 weeks of growing hair. Like,
now, to be fair, this is about 2 months worth of growing hair. I have trimmed it though, so it would have been longer. But
tent stakes, discuss.
All right.
I don't actually typically use them.
I read that as tent steaks delicious, and I was like, tent steaks are the best
Delicious
steaks.
steaks.
and time. That's 8:00.
All right, so do I have to play a song now?
I think you do have to play a song.
Go for it,
All
Brian.
right. This is
Before we go, let's say thank you so much for everyone who donated. Thank you so much, even if you didn't.
Thank you to everyone, and I'm sorry if we never got to your question. I think we'll probably be doing more live streams in the future, and we will answer a lot more questions then.
If you have any dying questions, send us a message. Okay,
I got it going again. Here we go.
Womp womp.
Oh, are we back? Okay.
Is it working?
Yeah, it's working.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What are you doing? You're trying to make it the whole thing. Okay.
Yeah.
You should not have even bothered. I feel like. Oh, that works. Yeah, that works.
Okay. All right, go for it, Brian.
I probably won't play the whole song because I don't really remember. I haven't practiced in a long time. But it's a song called No Such Thing by John Mayer. And the song has a lot of significance to me because it's like one of the first real songs I learned. And I was kind of inspired by his style of acoustic guitar. It's what made me want to learn it.
I got to do something. I'll be right back. You do your thing.
Okay, then. Let me just make sure my guitar is
I
still
gotta do
in.
something.
Ladies and gentlemen, Brian Lynn.
Oh, jeez. All right. Now, be wary that I'm very out of practice, so.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, God.
God, ever the hipster.
Welcome to the real world, she said to me, condescendingly. Take a seat, take your life.
And that's all I remember. Sorry, I told you it was a long, long time ago. I'll practice for the next stream. Oh, that's just Thomas cheering me on. Okay.
Can you play One of the Adventure Archive songs? Like just any, just strum something even. Memories of Summer? Do you think
that's
you got
not.
that?
Here, how about this? Wait.
Oh, yeah. Wow, this is from Morgan Monroe.
Sing the lyrics that we came up with for this.
I don't even remember this.
You guys had lyrics?
Thank you, William
William
McKean.
McKean, thank you.
Thank you so much, William McKean.
Brandon Keck, maybe instead of Freebird, we could also do Wonderwall.
So, anyways, here's Wonderwall. Yeah, there's
right.
there's a couple songs for you. I'll if you guys like that, I'll practice something for you next time.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Okay,
I think we got to
guys.
call
so
it
much.
so.
Yeah, seriously, thank you all so much.
Okay, see you next time.
Have a good night.